welcome to episode 44. It's the Barry O episode. If the 42 is Jackie Robinson, this is Barry O. So, yeah, welcome to episode 44. This is Just Us Guys podcast. We have a special guest tonight, so you're definitely going to want to stick around and see that for sure. But, boys, as always, how was the weekend? Anything fun happen? I mean, I know what I did, but...
I played a lot of video games. New Call of Duty came out.
Yep.
Got a little some RP, not too much on in Apex, but nothing like that. Nothing too crazy. Played a lot of video games.
This is my first weekend staying home for an entire weekend in my apartment in 5 weeks. So I was very happy with that.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Evan, how about you?
I think the highlight of my weekend was, watching some UFC.
True.
On Saturday night. That was fun. Good card.
It was
a very good card. That we'll talk about when we get there, but that Gaethje fight was...
No, it was, yeah.
You guys watch it?
I watched a portion of it illegally. Legally.
You're an idiot.
Nice.
I watched it on TikTok.
Dude, people are just live streaming it on TikTok, bro.
People just live streaming on TikTok.
That's definitely illegal.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean...
Oh, yeah, no, Evan, I think we talked about it. But did you see what, when... Dana White was asked about the Canelo fight, if he paid for the paid pay-per-view for the Canelo fight. That was awesome. That was a good time. I enjoyed that. All right. I think we all kind of did the same thing. We all kind of just hung out. I don't think anything really special happened. Played some video games,
Watched sports.
Nothing crazy. Yeah, watched a lot of sports. All right, cool. Well, with that being said, we just want to hop into the Mile High question?
Yeah. No.
Touche. Touche. We do need to do this part.
You always forget about me. In Cal's corner, it's probably, if not, it's the third leg of the show. It's the third leg of the show. Let's be honest.
It does. We do need this. Also, we're going to start making YouTube shorts, so be on the lookout
for those. This is very huge.
Cal's corner is going to be one of the staples. So.
Well, exactly. I mean, it's literally TikTok on YouTube.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what it is, and we're going to start, taking advantage of that.
Okay, so this was kind of a cute little painful one. If you got $500K for every second that you would last in a microwave, how long would you last in a microwave?
$500K, like 3 seconds.
So you're gonna rock out with 1.5?
Yeah.
How long does it take till you're dead?
I don't know. It's either you melt or you're
you don't melt, you explode.
You explode, yeah.
How long?
How do I fit in a microwave?
Well, I mean, it's a human size. Like, it's gonna be big enough for you to get in there.
No.
It's like some Saw level, type stuff.
Honest to God, I'll probably have some brain damage, but give me 3 seconds. Because human eyes cannot dissipate heat, they would swell and explode in 15 seconds.
Heck yeah! I'm doing 5 easy. 5 easy. I'll take.
Yeah, I'll take 10.
Yeah. Oh, dude! Oh my goodness.
Okay, my eyes will return.
15 seconds in a microwave would seriously hurt a human, possibly causing so much damage the tissue would be unable to repair themselves properly. Longer than 15 seconds would almost certainly result in death.
It says right here, 10 to 20 seconds.
10.
It says right here, if a baby is in a microwave for 10 to 20 seconds, they die.
Yeah, I'm looking at a full-grown, but okay, the human eye is water, so
no,
they will pop.
I'm saying at most I'm doing 4 seconds because I don't want.
Because you think about it,
3 seconds is fine. I want to be able to live.
Well, not even that. Most of the time, when you do you heat anything up in a microwave or even popcorn or stuff, the first couple seconds is like nothing. Like nothing happens. It takes a minute.
No, it's because it's shooting all the stuff out and it's not heated up yet.
Exactly. So you might, especially for how big it is, there's a lot of surface area in that thing for a human to be in there. You might be able to sneak away for 7 seconds without actually starting to feel anything.
3. I'm not coming out of a microwave looking like Anakin Skywalker at the end of episode 3, dude.
If I don't have a bloody nose, I'm staying in.
Your eyes will pop prior, dude.
Terrell,
what I said.
Okay. Yeah, for me, 3 seconds. Give me a cool 1.5.
5 max. 5 max for me.
5 if the operator falls asleep while I'm in there.
I just start punching that window.
That's if you actually fell asleep. You just die that way.
It would be awful.
Yeah.
Like, there's a reason you're not supposed to, like, stick your head in a running microwave. Like, you can jerry-rig it and, like, make sure it runs while the door's open. Like, people have stuck their head in there with the door open and it still causes damage.
Yeah.
Like, I do not recommend doing that. Do not try this at home.
No. That's
10
definitely
seconds.
not something.
You'll basically be permanently blind, but I'm here for it.
At least I got $5 million, baby.
You want to try and do that math again?
What?
Isn't it 50?
No.
No, because it's 500,000.
500K.
500,000.
$5 million is not worth that.
I don't know.
$5 million is not worth my site. If that was another question, would you trade your site for $5 million? I would say there's not a number.
But
No, I would
you're
trade it for
saying
hearing.
it right now.
I'd go 5
Well,
mil to lose my
that's
hearing.
speculation. If I actually go blind in 10 seconds.
I probably would take 5 mil to lose my hearing.
I was gonna say $5 million to lose your hearing.
No, I don't think I could lose.
Give me tinnitus so I have a constant ringing, but I need to be able to hear.
Yeah.
I don't want to lose any of my
communicate.
senses.
Yeah, I know, but
Me
5
either.
mil.
No,
you never
not
have to
for
work
5
day.
million.
You don't have to work every day in your life.
Yes, I
You
would.
can't hear though. I'd rather
5 million,
hear
you're
and
right.
work than not hear and not work.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I mean,
I'd crop it
okay,
out.
wait. Can I ask you guys a question though? Because I was actually having this conversation with Jordan yesterday. If you were having a kid and you had a choice between that kid being blind or deaf,
Put them in the
you had to
microwave.
choose one. Which one you choosing?
Deaf, 100%.
Deaf, right?
Deaf. Yeah.
Deaf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, blind, because then they can at least still learn to speak properly. That could be bad.
Yeah.
That could be rude of me, but
Yeah, but you can never.
Um,
they'd never be able to see like grass.
But Ty,
or-
the only
you
thing-
see what you look like. See what you look like.
The only thing
Yeah,
that
dude.
like
Yeah, okay.
have you guys seen Daredevil?
Have you know Helen Keller? She
I-
faked it.
I think it'd be cool to have like sign language in your back pocket, something like this.
Yeah.
listen,
I would also be
I'm
very
gonna-
happy to speak and hear.
I'm gonna be
Yeah,
honest with
but
you
I
guys.
think a lot with the deaf community. I mean,
I've
like
seen
cochlear
blind golfers.
implants-
I just watched a video on it on Scratch's YouTube
Yeah, but you
channel.
gotta have someone like watching, like teaching you, like hold you there the entire. But like with the deaf community, the cochlear implants and stuff like that are like just off the charts of how good. Like,
Right.
Do you
people
think we're not
hear.
going to have robot eyes shortly?
I
No.
would not put anything mechanical in my eyeballs.
So that's what I was gonna say. Cal's 100% right. It's easier to aid being deaf than it is to aid being blind. You can't do anything for your eyes.
Give me blind.
Can you can drive if you're deaf, right?
Yes.
Yes, you have sight. You just can't
Huh.
hear.
Yeah.
Here, if you really think about it, being able to hear driving is actually meaningless. Other
No,
than
because how many times you blare music, you're not even listening. You don't even hear anything
like,
on the road.
right. Because if it was all about being able to hear while you drive, then you wouldn't be allowed to play music in the car. Like that would be like a thing.
I mean, to be fair, I do turn the music down when I'm like need to like focus though. So there's that.
I love
Louder
when I
the
do
better.
that. Every time I do that, I call myself out on it. Like, yeah.
Oh no,
Kate,
I do too. I'm
I'm
like, yeah,
Kate,
dumbass,
that
this is
stop
really
sign
gonna help.
You really need to hear for that stop sign.
No, I think that's the best shit ever. Like, oh hey, you're taking a couple turns here. Let's really focus and turn down. The
You're
music
you're
completely.
entering a roundabout.
Yeah, no, that's an every time thing.
Yeah.
I hate roundabouts, dude. That could go on a whole different tangent.
All right, do you guys have roundabouts in Colorado?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Not like downtown or anything, but in like the random one-off cities, like how Olean has them now. Like random
right.
one-off cities have them all the time.
Dude, you know that well you've been only in since like that whole street like
No, the
going
entire all the way down now.
Yeah.
Love it.
No, I hate it. I
Yeah, but it's a lot
despise
better
it.
than dude, but it's a lot better than those shitty red lights.
I like red lights more. It's just easier. I can shut my brain off for like 15 seconds, dude. It's nice.
I guess
This thing
it's
gets
different
worked
for me.
way too hard on the daily anyway.
I guess it's different for me, who's a guy who's driving 2.5 hours back to Erie and just wants to get through Olean, which is by far the slowest part of the trip, as fast as possible.
Totally understandable as well.
Yeah. All right, mile high question.
Mile high question? All right. So this week's mile high question from the guys at the afternoon drive, shout out to Eric and Mason, is which underdog this week had the most impressive win? And just for point of reference, the underdogs this week were the Giants, the Jaguars, the Falcons, and the Broncos. I think were the major underdogs here.
Do you consider Tennessee a major underdog? 7.5.
7.5 would be a major
See,
underdog, yes.
I consider
Yeah.
Tennessee more of an underdog than the Falcons.
I agree.
I agree with that, but Yeah, I mean, the Saints coming off of their win last week, the Falcons definitely weren't expected to win.
But I will say, though, that the Tennessee Titans is a better football team than
out of all of those, by far, the Titans are the best team.
Yeah. So the Titans and Rams should not have been that big of a spread, like for how good they are. They both are.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I totally agree with that.
It would have been a 3.5, is what I'm saying.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I'll go first. For me, it was really a back and forth between two teams, and that was the Titans and the Jaguars. But again, because the Titans are one of the best, actually maybe the best team in the AFC. I'm speaking record-wise, not.
Yeah,
you can make an argument for both, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Jaguars, who have had every issue under the sun, from their coach possibly going to work for UFC to finger blasting a chick's booty hole in a bar.
Yeah, that happened.
Hey, it was through the jeans though, so he was respectful.
I wish you would have scratched his sniff.
Dude, that would have been great. But I think it's the Jags because regardless of what you want to say about the Bills are one of the best teams in the league right now, regardless of your feelings about any part of their organization, whether it's Daboll, Josh Allen, their defense, whatever. This season, they've shown that they are a good team that win the games they're supposed to win in commanding fashion as well, so this was one of them. Now, I did say last week I think that the Jaguars could be a problem. That's why I took the 14.5-point spread, because cold weather teams cannot play in Florida. They can't do it. But I didn't see this happening, so regardless of if the score was 6-9, nice. It's still the Jaguars. I mean, Trevor Lawrence got hurt in this game, went out and came back in. Like, to me, it's that. Yep. So,
I agree. I mean, I think it was one of the bigger underdogs on the card for the entire weekend. So
14-point dogs, 14.5-point dogs. Yeah.
Yeah, and I would say that not only was it, like, obviously points-wise such a big underdog, I'm going to say ability of teams and, like, where the teams are supposed to be. Like, the Bills are supposed to be dominating the AFC. Like, they're supposed to be.
And to be fair, they have so far this year.
They have, but I'm saying, like, but the last couple of games they've been pretty slow since their bye week. The last 2 weeks have been pretty slow for them.
Agreed. Yes.
Yeah, but anyways, I'm saying that's a game that they should win. That should be like an easy cover for them, and for the Jaguars to hold them to not even a touchdown. They didn't even give up a touchdown.
No, they had chances.
I think it might have been the most impressive game the Jaguars have had in 3+ years. Like,
when did they go to the championship game? 2017?
3 years ago. 2018. That was the year that the Eagles won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You had to throw that in there, didn't you?
I just knew because of who they were going to either play. But yeah, like, it had to be the most impressive win since they were, like, playoff relevant.
Yeah. For me, I definitely have to give a lot of credit to what the Broncos did. Putting up 30 points against an actual, like, Cowboys defense who've actually been stepping up as of late.
Hey, how many interceptions did the new godsend have, Evan?
Who?
Your new best cornerback in the history of
Higgs.
Oh, Stephon Diggs?
Yeah. Stephon Diggs even.
Evan did not say that.
Oh, Trayvon, sorry.
No, he's being.
No, I was.
Yeah.
No, I was.
I
was rooting for him to get like 14 interceptions. Sure.
I was gonna say he's like the most risk reward player in the league. He's the James.
Right. Yeah. He takes incredible risks. That's why he has so many interceptions.
But
also so many yards against.
I definitely was impressed the way they played, and being up 30-0 to them at one point, and then giving up kind of 2 garbage touchdowns.
The Dak Prescott special.
Yeah.
Teddy Two Gloves got lucky.
But for me, it's got to go to the Jacksonville Jaguars for the mere fact is not that they won, but that they held that offense and Josh Allen to only 3 points. They held them to 3 points. 6. Right? No, 6 points. Sorry, 6 points. I
was going to say
6 points.
Yeah, I was like, did the defense get a pick?
They held them to 3 points in the playoff game against them. But 6 points is impressive. Holding that fire-powered offense, not having a single touchdown in that game too was wild. But
you know what? You only see that in AFC North games.
That's true.
You only see that in AFC North games.
Yeah. Yeah. So or if the Dolphins play the Jets.
For me, I think I'll just be a good sport in the name of the Mile High Radio. I'll take the Denver Broncos as my biggest upset. I mean, they beat the 6-1 Cowboys, and for the past 4 weeks we've talked about when Vic Fangio is going to get fired. So, no one really expected them to win
and trading their franchise player.
Right. Nobody really expected them to win in such a fashion like they did on Sunday. So, Denver Broncos it is.
I think that's part of the reason why they did so well. I think they came out playing with a chip on their shoulder and said, "Hey, listen, we don't need him." Even though how much Vaughn did for them, and how much they loved him in Denver and everything like that, and there's no animosity there. Like, there's got to be something in that locker room that when people were saying, "Oh, now they're just tanking the season, they're not even caring about it anymore," but they're like, "No, hey, we're still here.
There's definitely something
we can still do this.
Trading away your best player and then winning the next game, 100%.
Yeah, against a team that was supposed to be,
listen,
a 10-point favorite.
It's just like what happened last night with the whole Jokic Morris thing that we'll get into later.
We'll touch on that one later. Yep.
Yeah, but every professional athlete is an egotistic maniac.
Have to be.
Every one of them.
You have to be.
You have to be to get to that level.
Every single person on the field or court were the best player at some point at some level
in their life, and now they're not.
Yeah. It was probably in college and high school at one point. They were literally top dogs. Yeah. So they always got something to prove. They always find motivation where motivation really isn't lying. You know what I mean? That's what makes them great. Does Teddy Bridgewater go out and play a pretty good game because he was in trade rumors about getting traded back to the Saints? Absolutely.
Well, so not just that, but this Fangio had to come out and play well, or at least have a competent game, because they were talking about replacing him with Kellen Moore or Dan Quinn.
Yeah.
True. So that had to happen.
Absolutely. Coaches are the same way. Coaches are the exact same way.
Also, I still think Shermer needs to go regardless of that game, but I think Shermer is still an absolute dog shit OC. But hey, this game worked for him, so I can't take anything away. I mean, look, the Broncos were probably number 2 for me. I mean, again, Titans are a good team. I expected that.
I think the Titans are the best team in the AFC right now.
I would have to agree at the moment. I mean, they beat the Bills and the Titans.
I know they lost to the Jets.
And the Rams.
Right. I know they lost to the Jets, but in the AFC, give me another team that doesn't really have a bad loss. I feel like every team in the AFC that's like a top team has a bad loss. I don't know who Baltimore's played.
They should have lost to Detroit.
Yeah.
All right. So for those that don't know, this gentleman here that we have is a very close friend and family member to all of us. He's the one that we mentioned back in the July that we go to that big golf weekend where Ty flew out for 2 weeks in Pennsylvania and stuff. It's at his house. He hosts for us every year, but he's a very very close friend and role model for a lot of us, and he's coached us in baseball and such. So Josh Cooney, he's here to he's been a active listener and follower of the podcast, so he's a big diehard Buffalo Bills fan. So we wanted to bring him on this week with what happened and what's going on with Buffalo. Hopefully they can get it figured out, but this week was rough for the Circle the Wagoners.
Josh, I literally texted everyone this morning and said there is no better week to bring Josh onto the show. This is the week.
It's the halfway point, so we can bring it back on for the playoffs when the Bills inevitably make it there.
On when everything's going great and it's all like sun and rosy and beautiful day, but it's really fun when you're when things aren't going great.
I will say, hey, Jordan Love did score more points than the Bills, so.
Well, thanks for the introduction, Cal. Yeah. At least one of you is sweet and nice. Hi, Evan. You haven't said anything mean yet. So, the Bills. I agree, and I told a friend of mine today at work that I was going to join you guys after I got the invitation from Ty, and he goes, "Are they gonna ask you why the Bills lost to arguably the worst team in football?" And I said, "I'm sure that's why I was invited." So
yeah, you're not stupid. I mean, you're not stupid by any stretch.
Yeah. So I mean, so they haven't been playing great football. Going into the bye, they scored 30 points against Tennessee and couldn't stop the run game. And you score 30 points in the NFL, you're supposed to win the football game. So they lost that game. They had a terrible first half against Miami coming out of the bye and kind of figured it out in the second half and scored some points, which half expected that to happen against Jacksonville, and they just could not move the football. So, maybe the cat's out of the bag a little bit. They're not going to run the football. They don't want to run the football. And if you play two deep shell and keep the intermediate passing game at a minimum and don't let, Diggs or Davis get behind you, you can give up 7-yard, 6-yard checkdowns to Cole Beasley all day and beat the Buffalo Bills. So, I think that has a little bit to do with it. But quite honestly, boys, they haven't played anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, they played 2 playoff teams. They lost to the Steelers, and they lost to Tennessee.
We'll give the Steelers game a bye because week 1's like the preseason. That one's a really hard game.
I was going to say the Packers lost by 35 points, so I have to give week 1 a wave.
I think what matters, like comment on what you're saying, Josh. I think what matters is like week 4 and on, because obviously the first couple of weeks, like Josh Allen obviously took 10 preseason snaps, so obviously he really doesn't give a fuck about that. So like whenever you're starting to work from week 4 and on is when you're really starting to see what you have. And probably since week 4, they've undersold how good they can be.
They when they put the hurting on the Chiefs was pretty impressive too. I mean, even though
it was a really good game.
Even though the Chiefs haven't been the normal Chiefs themselves, it's still a fantastic win in how they did it too.
Going Arrowhead regardless is not easy.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, and I'll tell you what, that's a great point, Ty. And the one thing that really worried me, after that Kansas City win was how it was all about, the local media and even just following some of the players on social media. It's all we're playing for home field advantage and yada, yada, yada. And you can't start looking ahead in the NFL. You have to play every week as 1-0 because these teams will beat you. The Cowboys got smacked.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah, we touched on that a little bit. We'll circle back to that one.
Yeah, I mean, and I have some theories on Kansas City, too. I mean, why their offense isn't working. But, it's as it relates to Buffalo, it was funny when you invited me. I was like, well, what are we going to talk about? So I wrote some stuff down. And, Buffalo was on the who I don't trust list, right?
Okay.
They're just they can't won't run, like I said. The too deep is slowing the offense down. And they haven't played any teams that are worth anything. And you guys know I'm a huge Josh Allen fan, but the man's got to play better football.
Yeah, well, and that's the not playing anyone is tough too, because it's one thing look at some of the teams in the past, like the Pittsburgh Steelers last year. They were 11-0. They played no one. And then you start playing against good teams, playoff teams, and then you're not used to playing those type of games where you have to grind it out sometimes, and you're not just blowing everyone out. It's the same thing, even like Buffalo's going through, and where the opposite end, where you look like the Titans right now, where they've played a lot of good teams. They know how to beat those good teams and not just blow out bad teams. So, that's why I think they're taking that bigger step, in the AFC especially.
The Titans got some real quality wins over the last month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're good.
To piggyback on what you're saying, Cal, because you see it because football is obviously the schedule's built for you. But let's just say college football and college basketball, right? There's teams in college basketball that will go, because obviously that's kicking off tonight, that will go and have the biggest cakewalk of an non-conference schedule, and then when they get into
Gonzaga already. Yeah.
No, I wasn't really going there, but I'm saying that there's a lot of teams that go and play cakewalk. So then when the conference games come around, I'm talking the Power 5 schools, then they're gonna start losing games because they don't know how to win when it matters, right? And you could translate that to football, because in the NFL, you look at a team like the Colts. The Colts started with probably, in my opinion, the hardest first 5 games in the NFL. They played the Chiefs. They didn't play the Chiefs. Sorry, they played Tennessee
twice. Yeah.
They played the Ravens,
Seahawks
they played
with
the
Russ.
Seahawks, and I can't remember the 5th game. But they walked.
So 4 of the 5 were definitely hard. Their other one was the Dolphins. They were 1-4.
Yeah. Okay. So the Dolphins, right? So they were what? They were 1-4 after those games, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Start the year.
Yep.
That football team has a better chance of ending the year, even if they end the year. Well, I guess it would be 10-7 now. They're going to be more playoff ready because they played those tough games and learned how to win the tough games, and say the Bills, who played a very easy first 5 or 6 games and was just able to dominate teams. So now
They beat the 49ers too. They beat the
What?
49ers too.
and they beat the
49ers
49ers. So
are
now
frauds,
they film, right? So now you're like you said, like everyone's just playing cover two shell, and like everyone like is keeping everything in front of them because they can't run the football, like you're saying. So it's just like they're not the only team that's in that boat right now.
No, 100%.
The
Bills
Chiefs
play
are in
the
that
Colts.
boat.
Bills play the Colts in a couple weeks.
Yeah. The Chiefs are that way because the Chiefs can't run the football, and that's their biggest problem. They cannot run the football.
Chiefs are just straight up bad, dude. Like, I don't care what anybody says. You put up 13 points against the Packers led by Jordan Love. You're bad.
Tiffy put in the chat, at this pace, the Bills might get 2 more wins the whole season.
Ty, are they that bad, or has Green Bay got a good defense?
I think Green Bay does have a good defense, at least for the first time in the last decade. I saw a thing today where they let up the least amount of yards since 2009. It's like 2,900 through the first 9 games or whatever.
Would we say that Green Bay's defense, like league wise, is like anywhere from like 10 to 15?
No, I think they're like statistically 5th.
Oh, okay.
They're that good.
Yeah,
they're that good this year.
Yeah, Green Bay's defense is solid.
Yeah, but
Evan King, baby.
But
he was the highest rated corner this past week.
I'm just telling you.
But we're also not going to I'm not discrediting the Packers, but the Chiefs, they're lost. They don't have an identity right now at all. They can't run the ball. The passing game's not working. Like it's like I would say like I know like where Josh was going with about the Bills and everything, but they're in the same boat. But just I feel way more comfortable riding the Bills than I do the Chiefs right now because the Bills actually have a defense that can win football games for them.
Well,
they do.
Patrick is turning it over ad nauseum, so it doesn't matter. Like straight up, it doesn't matter. Like Josh can play a mediocre game, but if he's turning the ball over like Patrick is, the Bills are a 4-4
They're gonna
team
lose
too. Like it's that simple.
Well, every football team will lose if you're turning it over 2-3 times a game.
I have some theories on Kansas City too. Like you know their offensive line, it's a new unit. They're young. They haven't played a lot of football together. Compared to the very much veteran offensive line that they went to the AFC Championship game and Super Bowl with the last couple of years.
Yep.
I think Tyreek Hill has leg injuries that are making him very much less explosive and easier to cover. And if Tyreek Hill's easier to cover, that means you can focus more on Kelsey. And you take those 2 guys away, Mahomes is used to just.
You let McCole Hardman beat you.
Yeah, exactly.
You're okay with that.
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, you don't have Edwards-Helaire right now, where he's not there and he's not.
You don't have Sammy Watkins anymore. You don't have Byron Pringle. You don't have all those key guys that were
Great name, by the way.
gadget guys, but they worked.
Yeah.
Well, no, right now on their team, I mean, even Bucker's not having that good of a season. Like and he's usually automatic.
He's field goal range, man.
Yeah, it's true. That does help. It does help.
Got to move the football a little bit.
Plus yarders every game.
Unless you're Tucker.
Yeah.
Right.
The GOAT.
I mean, okay, but like regardless of what you think about Patrick Mahomes, you expect him to have a better day than Jordan Love, who he's starting his first game in one of the most hostile arenas in all of the NFL. Jordan Love statistically had a better day. Did he miss a ton of open receivers? Yeah, 100%. But you expect Pat, the dude worth $500 million, to have a better day than not a rookie, but a first-time starter. Maybe that's just me. But
Green Bay did everything that they had to do to win that football game, other than score enough points.
If he completes more passes to convert on third down instead of throwing it at the feet of the receivers or over their heads, like it's a different game.
What was the final? Was that 13-9? Was that the final
no,
score?
It was 13-7, and we had 2 blocked kicks.
Yeah.
It should have been 13-13.
Yeah.
And he missed one too, right?
No,
I mean 2 blocked kicks and a third miss.
No, he didn't have a miss. It was just 2 blocked kicks.
Oh, I guess I didn't miss the first. I
thought he missed the first one.
He missed
the first one. I think
was
missed.
Yeah.
It got tipped, and then the second one outright. Or no, it was the first one missed, and then the second one was the one that blocked and sputtered like 5 yards.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, our punter punted
Jacksonville
4 times
missed
for
3 in a row.
200 yards. Jesus.
Yeah.
Did you say Jacksonville missed 3 in a row?
Jacksonville missed 3 kicks.
Yeah.
3. So
Lambeau.
So offside or false start. Mulligan. Offsides, Mulligan. And then he just missed the third. We missed all 3 of them left.
Jesus Christ.
No, it was wild. That one was wild to see.
Dude, I don't
Stupid
know
game.
why. The NFL kickers
I was
are
part of it. One of those earlier this year with the Bengals. Josh, trust
This
me, I
is
get
one
it.
of the worst years. This is probably the worst year in NFL kicking I've ever
Well,
seen.
no, okay. So Mason Crosby, who made 27 straight coming into this year and up to the Bengals game, has since missed 6 kicks and is leading the NFL in misses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's insane.
All the time.
Yeah, dude's 147 years old.
Yeah.
He's 3
I mean, I've
months
been
older
drafting
than
him
Aaron
in-
Rodgers.
I've been drafting him in fantasy since I started playing. I think. You know,
So
So
am I.
well, since fantasy was a thing.
dude's older than me. I know that.
He's 3 months older than Aaron. He's 37.
All right, he's not quite as old.
He just has had gray hair since he was 25.
He is a silver fox, though. He
Oh,
is
big
for
time.
sure. He's been rocking the silver fox for like Adam Vinatieri. Like, he looked like an NFL player till last year.
No, he just
Why
had a
does
silver
Vinatieri-
stripe of hair.
Until last year, then it got really bad.
When Adam Vinatieri started, he couldn't even kick past 35 yards. I mean, it was still on a laser, but it wouldn't be past 35 yards. Extra point was pretty much the only thing he could do.
So funny Mason Crosby story real fast. We're in a fantasy football draft at a friend's house. I'm not naming any names here, but a guy that a few of you may know
Yeah.
with a Green Bay Packers tattoo
Yep.
asked who Mason Crosby was during an auction one time. And I thought another Green Bay Packer fan was gonna his head was gonna explode.
Yeah. And on top of it, it probably wasn't like his first couple years in the league. He's
No,
probably been the
no.
kicker.
Probably
He's
still
been there
thought we
for-
had Ryan Longwell,
Oh,
to be honest.
Well, he's
6 years.
He's a Packer lifer. I mean, he's a Packer
Yeah.
lifer.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
no,
he is
I mean,
the
he's
Super
their
Bowl
all-time
champion.
leading scorer, so
Yeah.
Yeah, he is a Super Bowl champion. Like,
he is. Very much
yeah,
is.
Cheated.
that's
Cheated!
funny.
That whole game was cheating.
Yeah, okay.
The entire game.
Big Jerome Bettis winning in Detroit. That's not.
I said that was
Cardinals
rigged.
game.
I already told you that was rigged.
Just a
I said
fairy tale
that
story.
Super Bowl. I told you that Super Bowl was rigged. 100%.
That's one where Roethlisberger didn't score the touchdown
No.
on the goal line because that one was rigged too.
No, that was against the Seahawks, and he did
That
score
was-
that.
No, that was the
No, that was
Super Bowl.
against. That was against. Yeah, no, that was.
That was in Detroit. It was the Seahawks.
Yeah,
one.
it was.
That game was rigged from the jump.
Yeah.
False.
Big Jerome Bettis heading home.
Going home to Detroit.
Right.
Everyone hop on the bus.
On his fairway.
Hop on the bus, baby.
They made stupid songs about it. It was so
Oh yeah, it
dumb.
was awesome. What do you mean?
Hop on the
Terrible.
goat. Hop on the
The
goat.
goat. Stop.
Oh no!
No,
Speaking
he
of
can't even be the best
stupid,
fat running
Rick,
back of all time because that still goes to the fridge, even though he wasn't a running back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are we going to talk about the game that was rigged last night? Or are you just going to skip over?
There's
that?
nothing rigged about it. They lined up offside 17 times.
Dog. That okay. Cal,
Don't taunt. Just
Cal,
don't taunt.
okay. Regardless of all the other calls, that unsportsmanlike call, the taunting one.
Taunting is horrible in general.
Walk towards the bench.
It's bad.
Taunting
But
is horrible
Be
in general.
real. That
Facts.
asshole bumped into that dude and didn't throw
That's
the
not the
flag
reason why-
until.
that's not
but
the
it doesn't
reason.
matter. He didn't throw it until it happened. That's
He was
why
reaching,
it looks bad.
but
Yeah,
he was
it looks really bad.
reaching
No,
for
he
it.
reached
Though.
down, held it there, stuck his ass out, and then throw it.
Yes,
That
but
looks
Yeah,
bad.
the ref
but
literally.
I 100% agree. I literally said that's why I
Ref should be
literally said
fired.
it. But
Agreed.
my
looks awful.
my
That's
whole
a
thing
legal
was
screen in basketball. I mean,
He
that's a
didn't-
moving screen in basketball.
he didn't
Like,
reach
he
for the
literally-
flag.
Literally,
reach-
no joke, went like a little. Like,
He didn't.
Oh.
He didn't reach
Well,
for the
okay,
flag.
that might be a little too,
Yeah.
X-rated for YouTube.
He
Listen, I
didn't
got
reach to the
knocked
he
up,
didn't reach to the flag until our linebacker of a kicker was walking towards him, and he was still walking towards chest puffed out towards the bench.
He was.
That's when he
looking-
started
I was gonna
reaching
say,
for it.
like, I don't-
That's when he started reaching
Okay.
for it.
First off, taunting sucks, but
It's horrible.
9 weeks. We're 9 weeks into the year. Everyone knows that. Like, that's literally the rule. Like, that was taunting 100%.
Well, that's why their defensive
You gotta
coordinator
get-
was on another level,
Off
yelling
the
at his face.
field. I hate when I see those stupid taunting moves because it's like, bro,
Okay, but
you can
guys,
literally
you gotta
go to the
understand
sideline.
context. Yo, we're emotional people. Yes or no? Everyone has emotions. Yes.
No, I'm a
absolutely.
He was
robot.
on the Steelers, cut by the Steelers, did that against the Steelers in a massive moment.
Yeah,
He got
But he
emotional.
already. But
He was also
already,
cut by like
he
12
also-
different teams.
He also
Yeah,
already
he
did
did
a
the
Spider-Man
spider
kick.
kick. Run to the
Yeah, he did a
sideline and throw
Spider-Man
your
Roundhouse
kick.
helmet
is
down
awesome. I have no
cover it.
problem with that.
No, that was a great celebration. I was all
Yeah,
for
but
that.
like
That
he
was awesome.
overdid it.
So that's the confusing part for me because it's really arbitrary. You just said it.
That's
Celebrating is not taunting, but
No, 100%.
Taunting is taunting? Like, I don't
know. He
No,
walked
I
towards
hate
our
it.
bench.
Sucks. The
No,
rule
I
towards
hate
our
it.
bench.
sucks.
I hate it. I absolutely
Okay,
hate
was
the
he
taunting
really
rule.
threatening an entire 53-man roster of the
He was
Steelers?
coming for him. He was coming for him.
You don't know what he
See
said.
the hair in that guy? He was
Like-
coming for him.
See the hair in the guy?
Yeah. He was coming for him.
See the
Just such
look
a
that he
bad
had?
penalty.
It was
It is a bad penalty.
Whatever, so, but I'm going to take it all day long.
Taunting is a bad penalty
You
to
can't
begin
tell me.
with.
You can't tell me
Also,
that
the
was against
chip
against
block
your
have-
for
team.
the
You're going to be
Jimmy
all
Graham
over it.
touchdown was another awful call.
When you incorporate bad rules, you get bad penalties and bad results
Well,
of the games.
here I have numbers on it. I sent it in the group earlier, but taunting numbers. There have been 12 taunting penalties called over the last 2 weeks. That's the most over a 2-week stretch ever. And NFL officiating has called more taunting penalties through 9 weeks this season, 31, than they called over 2019 and 2020 combined, which was 20.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, it's the no fun league. It's the no fun
I mean,
league.
they did say that they wanted to crack down on it. Like
Which
that
is
was part of
horseshit.
their.
What
well-
was so bad? What was so pillaging towards the game? Like what, going up and celebrating with a pylon or
No,
taking
who was
Deuces.
It? The,
what are
Yeah,
the
the deuces. Yeah, exactly. The deuces.
Yeah, that was
And
Exactly.
listen,
Yeah.
as a parent with a kid playing, flag football, I hate seeing it.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I don't want my kid running down the sideline holding the deuces up because I'm
No.
going to put my boot in his ass when he gets home.
Yeah.
and that's
100%.
you're right.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
You know,
100%.
but so I understand some of it, but to your point, it has to still be fun.
If a player if a player just makes a big play, gets up and spins the football on the ground and gets a flag for that, that's
That's
horrible.
taunting.
That's
No.
that's horrible. It's horrible.
I see, and I don't agree with it. That's taunting.
That's
at all.
not
That's
taunting.
not
No, it
taunting.
isn't. It is. That's what
No.
I'm saying. It's horrible. It's horrible.
No, but the
So-
spinning the ball has always been taunting. That's been a
Yeah.
forever rule.
No, but you get an interception on the defense, and you can everyone almost on the whole team can sprint down to the camera at the end of the end zone.
Yeah,
and
take a picture
pose.
like this.
Like you can do that though.
on the
You
other
can do that,
team's on the other team's photographer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You could do that though.
Again,
That's what's so backwards.
I'm with Bill
arbitrary.
Belichick on this. He has a video clip, and I don't know if everyone's seen it, but to basically sum it up is he says, if you get a sack and you look around and none of your teammates are celebrating with you, what does that say about your team? Now, if you watch this video and you see everyone celebrating and being a big part of it, like you just caught a touchdown, the whole team's up there, or you get a sack or an interception, the whole team's with you, what does that say about that team? They're jacked up. They're excited to be here. They're ready to kick some ass.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a part of the game. I don't know
Yeah.
why
Yeah,
refs
absolutely.
are doing this shit. I understand why. The owners told them to, and they run the business, but it's still frustrating.
Well, it's
No.
so funny how you went from 2 years ago when they allowed celebrations and more
Custom
stuff
cleats
to
and all this
allow.
stuff, yeah.
You were allowed to do it. Then all of a sudden they're like, nope, we're cutting that off. We're not allowed doing anything. But but some stuff we can still do.
Nobody wants to go see a bunch of robots play football.
No.
It's an
Well,
emotional
upsetting
game.
for
It's a
me.
physical game.
Yeah.
The reason why it's so upsetting for me is because whenever you watch the games, first off, football and we saw it a lot in baseball this year. 3 men on the football field who have nothing to really do with the outcome of the game control the game too much to begin with. End of story.
Well, it's
Referees-
not going to be funny, and the NFL is not going to like it when one of these teams gets screwed out of a postseason spot or in the postseason because of
It
taunting.
happens every year.
Oh, just imagine
Like the
last
Saints.
night's game.
Every
Yeah.
year.
Imagine
Like,
last
it
night's
happens
game in
every
a wild
That
single
no
card.
call with the Saints. That
Yeah, the
rings
no
a bell.
call of the Saints, it
But I'm
happens
referring
every
specifically
year
to
where-
taunting this year.
Yeah.
No, I know, but I'm
Like,
talking
yeah.
about
just imagine last
Almost
night's
outcome
game.
of a game.
Pick that up and
That's
put it
the
in a
biggest
wild
problem
card
for me.
game. You pick
No,
that up.
I
Put that
want
in a
you
wild
guys.
card game.
I want you to know Chicago would declare war on Pittsburgh.
100%. Well, it's not
Bring
Pittsburgh's
it on.
fault though. You got to declare war
Yeah.
on referees.
Pittsburgh was
Bring
the
it on.
referees.
They allowed the left tackle
Bring it on.
to false start in about 30% of the snaps too.
Yeah, no,
They didn't call that. They
Mhm.
didn't call the actual fundamental fouls that were happening.
on Pittsburgh. They didn't call it on Pittsburgh, but they called fundamental fouls on Denver. I mean, Chicago all night long. They called Roquan Smith and whatever the other guy was lined up offside 7 times, like literally 7 times.
Which just
There was-
isn't.
It was 3 times in a row
It's just not
on the final
possible.
Line up,
drive.
just line up correctly.
On 3 times in a row in the final drive, they
mean,
they called him for lining up offsides.
It's not hard. I mean, it's just one
Thank
side
you.
of the football or the other.
Thank you.
you know.
Yeah.
It's not like it happened once. It happened
Take a
seven.
step back if you have
No,
to. Just
okay,
to
but-
back it.
okay. Another.
I thought
issue
Matt
with-
Nagy was gonna have a heart attack.
I wish he would have. He needs to, for Chicago.
It might have been good for
Chicago's
best. Yeah,
sake.
it might have been the best for the organization standpoint. But by the way, we don't condone any.
No. That's
Death.
just me being a spiteful Packers fan.
Oh, no, there's a couple people I don't.
Okay, but another thing, I assume we all saw the Aaron Donald roughing the passer on Tannehill when literally all he did was push him.
Roughing the passer calls are also like arbitrary. I mean, there's
Justin
no
Fields
consistency.
got decapitated and stood up and said, "Where's the foul?"
Yeah, Chris Boswell 2 weeks ago,
Also got
ladies and gentlemen,
decapitated.
got decapitated.
Guys
And he was the passer.
guys like Lamar Jackson, Justin Fields, even Dak Prescott.
Cam Newton,
those
Dak
guys,
Prescott, Michael
those
Vick.
guys
I mean, Cal, there's a pattern here.
But I'm not taking
Yes.
it to that level. I'm talking about running quarterbacks. Even Josh Allen.
Jalen Hurts.
Josh Allen doesn't get him. Josh Allen doesn't get him.
No, Josh Allen.
Yes, he did. He got one on Sunday.
Yeah,
No,
but
got-
like normally,
I don't know if
normally
Jordan
he
Love
doesn't
does or
get
not
him.
First
yet.
time ever.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. There
First
was
time ever,
one in
exactly.
there was one in the Bills game that's one of the most egregious roughing the passer calls I've ever seen in my life. It was textbook. It was perfect. The guy still had the ball in his hand when Edmonds hit him, and it directly led to a first down on a third long and left them in the game, and they kicked the field goal that ultimately ended up winning the game.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the fact that the Bills couldn't outscore the Jaguars is irrelevant, but
A bad call
or
is a bad
completely
call.
irrelevant.
Well,
but
no.
but-
What was it? 2 weeks ago? when the
it
Packers
changed the outcome of the football game.
All
No,
we're
it-
talking about is how much a referee decided a football game, and I think that's the worst.
That's what
way.
a topic shouldn't be.
I know that's what the way
Agreed.
the worst way sports. It's not like taking it to a different level, but like when people have too much control, outcomes can change so much.
And
With
gambling's
everything.
legal now in the NFL.
What is
Gambling.
Yeah.
They have like 5 different sponsors
right?
that are gambling related.
You cannot allow
Sponsor us,
3
please.
or 4
Allegedly.
men on a football field, on a basketball court, on a baseball field to decide an outcome in their hands, and that's what happens way too often. End of story. And I'll say that forever. It happens way too often.
Well, and the thing that sucks about it is, especially last night's game, there were so many great storylines that could have came from that game. There was, Tomlin getting his 150th win, passing Cowher. He's never beat the Bears before in his career, which is crazy to think
That's
about.
an
He's never beat the
absurd
Bears.
thing.
He's 0-3 against the Bears.
Yeah,
Justin
he's
Fields,
only played him 3
Yeah,
times. It's not-
Justin Fields had a great game. He actually showed out.
Highest PFF rating this
Yeah,
week.
actually showed out. Allen Robinson finally got involved into the game. David Montgomery was back, and he was running all over us. There was so many.
Ben made
good
his
storylines.
120th start at Heinz Field, which passed Brett Favre for second most all time.
It was 18 in
it.
a row Monday Night Football home games for us that we won. Like there were so many great storylines last night, and all everyone's talking about is how bad the referees screwed the game and gave the win to the Steelers.
Pat
And that's
Fryermuth
what
was
sucks.
getting 2 tuggers.
That too. I mean, a Penn State boy. Love it. It was really funny. They said last night that when they
Love
drafted Pat, they
gonna be the
they were
GOAT.
sitting there, and Big Ben goes, "Who is it? Who is that?" And Bruce Arians texted him and said, "You guys got a good one." And he goes, "All right, that's all I needed. I just needed that nod." No, that's what we just got. No. And there was just that's the thing that sucked, especially about last night, and we're seeing it in a lot of games where the storyline is taunting calls, bad refereeing, and it's just getting worse and worse as the weeks go on. It seems like.
I mean, the Packers-Chiefs game was so bad, the main story coming out of that, other than Aaron Rodgers, was the fact that they put Jordan Love's mother in the nosebleeds in the highest possible seat.
Hilarious.
Yeah,
Hilarious.
Such a dick move.
that's a veteran organization.
Put them in the
move.
upper
Such a
deck.
dick move.
Yeah.
They didn't only just put them in the upper deck, they put them in the furthest
No,
seat from the
the
field.
top row.
The
At least they
top
got an
row.
aisle
Does
seat,
not
though.
get any higher.
Unreal, Cal.
They got an aisle seat
Again,
I mean,
and she's been to every one of his games as he's been a professional, whether he suits or not. And that's his first start, and that's what they did to her.
Yeah.
Wild move.
No love.
it's a veteran move.
No love. I love that. I love that. by the
Spend the
way.
money.
Wild move.
Spend the money.
Spend the money, dude.
a
Let's
free
see, what
ticket.
else from this past weekend? Anything else super crazy? Ian,
Can we
You guys
talk
see
about
the thing?
Can we talk about the Titans? Is probably. I think we need to talk about the Titans being the best team in the AFC right now.
I think they are the best team in the AFC, but we touched on it. We didn't really go
they
in depth
were.
on it.
They were.
Who is
Yeah,
They
that?
were.
You think he's out Derrick Henry?
I mean, they just beat the Rams without Derrick Henry, so
Yeah,
there's
no,
that.
man. Listen.
Hey, they
guys,
got the greatest running back of all time there, so
If Derrick Henry, let's just say this. Let's just say over the next
You know Jerome Bettis came back.
6 weeks,
Shut up.
right? Let's say over the next 6 weeks, Evan, if you say one more thing about a Steelers player being the GOAT, I'm gonna freak out tonight.
Heinz Ward,
You
best
said
blocking tight end.
That'll come.
Wide
That'll
receiver
come.
of all
That's
time.
that's facts though.
Five
That's
players
facts though.
already. Jerome Bettis is not a GOAT.
No,
Oh, okay.
To you.
no. He said He said Hines Ward being the best blocking wide
I mean, him and
receiver
Eddie
of all time.
Lacy are in contention, so.
Oh, Melo's a goat.
Let's just say, though, the
Stop.
next 6 weeks, let's say Derrick Henry comes
What do you mean
back
stop?
around like week 15, week 16, okay? Fully rested. The only thing he's got is maybe a little bit of a bum foot. He's still a top 3, top 4 running back in the NFL, and they got him when they need him.
I mean, you're saying that Russell Wilson's back 185% because he put out a hype video, so.
Hey, Josh, Russell Wilson got cleared to play for this week. Do you think he's going to come back and be the same player, or do you think he's going to struggle?
Their trainer said it was the worst finger injury he's ever seen in professional football.
Yeah.
And he's back, and he put out a
back.
freaking video like he just had a heart bypass surgery.
Cleared to play. He's medically cleared to play this week.
Dog,
He's
his
dangerous,
hype-
man. He's
his
got
hype
to do
videos,
the hype video.
Best shit
Dude,
ever.
listen, Russ. Russ is gonna cook all year now.
And Aaron's going to beat his ass in Lambeau.
That's if he
Fingers
plays.
all
I'm telling you, dude.
His finger looks like that guy on TV, Sean Salisbury. You ever see his finger? It's all
It just
twisted
goes to
around.
the side.
Yeah, that's what Russ's
I kinda
finger
got
looks
one.
like.
Russ, Ty, you're
I
gonna
kinda got
really
one
hate
there.
when Russ puts on a mad 2-minute warning in the fourth quarter for the win.
Dog, Pat asked Aaron about that today on the show. He was like, Aaron, you out there in your yard while having COVID running 2-minute drills? Because, I mean, Russ was doing it, so are you staying in tune?
Russ
Chargers are the best team in the AFC, Cade.
You think the Chargers are?
It's for me for the AFC. Like we said,
Wait,
I think we said it right before.
What he's saying. Is that before the? Okay, so if Derrick Henry was healthy, would you say that the Titans are?
I think so.
Okay, so you're saying
I think
because
they're
of
going to
Derrick
get
Henry-
real one-dimensional. I don't think Adrian Peterson is the answer to Derrick Henry being gone.
Mm-mm.
Like,
Oh, no,
you know,
God no! What the? fuck?
I think they're going to get real
Maybe 10
one-dimensional.
years ago.
And listen, Julio's hurt. Like, you know, AJ Brown's not healthy. If those guys were healthy, you know, maybe Derrick Henry doesn't hurt as bad. But I don't know. They're going to lose a couple games here in this next month, I think.
Well, I mean, guys, we're overlooking one thing. The Browns no longer have Odell, so they're automatically the best team in the AFC.
It's true. It's true.
Dropped 41 on the Bungles.
Chubb's got
Josh, I will
COVID.
agree with you that the
Chubbs
Chargers-
did get
Chubbs
COVID,
did get
so, but
COVID,
hey,
yeah.
Horrible
Ernest
for my
Johnson.
fantasy. Horrible.
Hey, I had Devontae Adams be out last week or whatever 2 weeks ago.
And I'm playing Maurice, too.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, well,
No, I think that, yeah, I mean, Chargers, I can definitely see in that argument. I needed them to beat the Eagles by more than 3, but it was in Philly, wasn't it?
I'm telling you,
they beat him by 1 and it
Keep
was
sleeping on the
It was 3. It was
Steelers.
27-24.
stop.
Oh,
The,
they did
uh,
kick the field goal. They kicked the field goal.
the matter of fact is with
27-30,
the
though, I think it
AFC,
was, Ty.
with the AFC especially, the NFC is not as much this way. I mean, a couple of teams that they have a couple bad losses, but the AFC, every single team that's in the top have at least one horrible loss. Like literally every single one.
Yeah.
The only one that doesn't, the Ravens don't have a horrible one, but they should have lost
No, they
against
should have lost
the
the
Lions.
Lions.
They should have lost
Yeah.
the Lions. That was another bad refing
Bad
situation.
reffing game,
allowed
but
them
then
to
a
win.
historic kick, so I'll allow it.
100%. Yeah, definitely. No, the GOAT kicked the record.
That's
But,
actually true. Justin Tucker's probably the go kicker. That is actually a true statement.
But pretty much every team in the AFC, the top teams has a bad loss. And where the NFC, you don't see that very much. I mean, the Packers have a bad loss.
To the Saints in week 1, all right?
Yeah, but I'm saying how they lost was bad. It was a bad
35
loss.
points was not good.
Yeah.
I don't. It's week 1. No one cares about that.
No, I'm just saying
Plus,
that.
we
I'm
had to
just
play in
saying.
Jacksonville. Historically, we play like absolute dog shit in Jacksonville. It's just, yeah.
Yeah, that was out. They got skinned by the skin of your teeth. On that one,
Aaron
too.
at halftime had a like 6 QBR.
Yeah, but that's why it's so hard for me to pick who's the best team in the AFC right now because
I don't trust any of them.
Exactly,
No,
that's exactly
I
what I'm
don't
saying.
either.
Don't trust any of them.
I don't trust any. I don't trust the entire AFC North.
No.
The Colts' whole offense is JT. Tennessee's not. They're going to get one-dimensional. The chart, and I don't even trust the Chargers that much because
Chargers have
you know
a
what?
very complete team with Eckler and then Herbert and the receivers.
The Chargers
But-
lost back
but-
that games going into that Eagles
Yeah.
game.
Correct.
And Kansas City's going to flip a switch at some point in this.
Oh, they
I
are.
don't think
100%.
they are.
I think Kansas City's going to be the. I think
don't
that
think-
Kansas City
honest to
is
God,
going
I
to be
don't
the
think they do.
scariest. I
You
think they're
better
going to be
hope they
the.
don't make the playoffs out of this.
That's
That's
it.
what I'm saying. They're going to be the
That's it.
scariest
Better
seventh
hope.
seed. They're going to be the scariest seventh seed you've ever seen.
Mhm.
Because they're
Again-
not going to win the division, I don't think. Because I think the Chargers are going to win the
Chargers
division.
or Raiders. They're both
Yeah.
actually
I
all
think
no,
they
all
all
three
three
are
teams.
ahead of them.
But yeah, but
All
the
three
Raiders
teams
have
could get in the playoffs too.
The Raiders have gone on a slide as of late too.
Well, again, the Broncos.
Since Gruden got fired, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, guys, I mean, like they're literally talk about a team in turbulence. Is the Oakland Raiders?
They lost 2 first-round picks this past week and their head coach. So
I don't even think they're in turbulence. I think they just full on crashed.
They did. Yeah, like they're.
So there's a strange metaphor tucked away in
It's
there
bad
somewhere.
too.
It's
It's bad because they were
Oh,
playing
yeah,
really,
you're right,
really
Doug.
good football. They
100%.
were playing really
More of a
good.
pun, I think.
Derek Carr is an MVP candidate. John Gruden was going to be Coach of the Year candidate, in my opinion. And his emails leaked.
Ruggs
and all
was
that kind of
climbing up
stuff.
that top wide receiver chatter this season. Like
He's very fast.
he is
Very
very
fast.
fast.
Yep, very
On
fast
and
in
off
all
the field.
aspects.
He has an
Yeah.
absolute, extremely lead foot. You know what I mean? Just
Oh
to
yeah,
really
no.
put it
When he
down.
needs to put the hammer down, he can put the hammer
He
down.
can get it down, baby.
That first step gets anyone.
Really explosive.
We're all going to hell.
I was gonna so okay, like about the AFC though, I agree, Josh. I don't think there's any team in the AFC. The only other team that I can say other than like I think the
It was
Titans,
Buffalo up
Chargers,
until the last 2 weeks for me. It was Buffalo.
I would say
easy.
Titans, Chargers, and Ravens
I
are
agree.
my 3 teams right now that are probably like in that top category. But the problem even with the Ravens, they don't beat anyone good. They literally have to scratch and crawl and fight every
They play to their level of their competition a lot.
Yeah, every
Bills are
week
guilty of that.
it's a 3-point game every single week for the
Okay,
Ravens.
single game.
hang on. So to the Ravens' point, basically every game has been one score, except the
except for
Broncos
one.
and the
Yeah.
Chargers.
Yeah,
The
What's their
Chargers is-
schedule like?
So
their
How
schedule gets a little bit easier, and then it finishes hard. I'm pretty sure, just like ours.
Yeah,
does.
their last like 5 games is like a stretch, right?
yeah.
I mean, so
They play the Steelers
They
twice,
had,
right?
They had us
Yes.
and the Steelers and the Ravens are the 2 hardest schedules going into the season.
Last 6 games for the Ravens: Steelers, Browns, Packers, Bengals, Rams, Steelers.
yeah,
they
100%.
could lose 4 of those real easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yes. They'll
Yeah.
split with the Steelers. They might. I think they'll lose to the Rams, and you could
If
go.
Aaron's
You can
back,
look
they
forward
lose to
for
the
rest of the
Packers.
game. That's the
Yeah.
team.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Steelers
you
are playing
can look
real
forward
good
to
football.
They play the Browns
Wow.
twice.
They're,
which,
I wouldn't
even
say
if
real
they
good
split it-
football. They're playing
We're
good
playing
enough
Pittsburgh
football.
football. Yeah,
we're
we just-
playing.
We
We're
slide
playing-
by.
Pick them
They're
up
playing
and put
top
them
level.
down.
They're playing top level defense. They're running the football and they're taking pressure off Roethlisberger.
That's true. That is
Everything
that
they
is
have
true.
to do to win.
That is true. That is
They
true.
will. Not,
Love
listen,
it.
I agree with Josh. They will. Honestly, they'll probably finish second in division and they will make the playoffs, but they will lose the first playoff game. Because
Yes, 100%. We haven't won a playoff game in 5 years.
They don't listen. You got to have dynamic in the NFL. You got to be dynamic, and especially when the playoffs come, like it's proven every year that usually the quarterbacks that are playing the best at the time advance in the playoffs. We see it every year. Like, I mean, you look at who's holding the Lombardi Trophy every year. It's usually a quarterback that's playing pretty good. So if
That's
Big
a
Ben's
stretch,
not
but-
playing,
Trent Dilfer.
what Ty?
He's saying because of Tom Brady, and it's not a stretch. Keep going.
Ty, no, stop. I'm a
He
Tom
threw
Brady
3
hater.
interceptions in the NFC Championship game,
I
dog.
know I'm a Tom Brady hater, but Tom Brady's never been worse than a top 10 quarterback when he was in the league. It's not like
In the
he's
postseason, yes, he is.
okay. Either whatever. That's not my point. My point
No,
is
he,
There we
got
go.
seven
he
rings.
statistically goes down every postseason because he plays better defenses.
I agree with that 100%.
Like,
Every
you
quarterback
don't have to
does.
agree. That's facts.
Yeah, every quarterback does though. Every quarterback
not
stats-
actually not true. Most quarterbacks
Tampa Bay
go
might
up
have the best. Tampa Bay might have the best defense in the league though, and can cover those mistakes.
when healthy.
Yeah. Yeah. They have their roster in general. Maybe them and the Rams have the
So
two
deep.
best rosters in football.
And they have an easy schedule. They play
Yeah.
Buffalo and they play. That's it. That's like their only remaining game with a playoff team.
Yeah.
Panthers, Jets, Panthers, Saints, Bills, Falcons, Colts. They have the Colts and the Bills.
Yeah.
That's
Colts,
legitimately.
Yeah,
Colts could be a playoff
Saints
team.
would have been another interesting.
They're
game
borderline,
if
though.
Jameis was healthy.
Yeah, no,
They do have
What's wrong with Jameis?
he tore his ACL.
Where's ACL, dog?
Yeah, he gone. He gone.
Which really sucks because it was a contract year for him for sure.
You know who I don't want to play in the playoffs?
That's Rich Steelers.
New England Patriots.
No, either do I.
No, I know.
Yeah, no.
The season, I thought they were going to be better than.
Ryan Clark says they're going to make the Super Bowl. He already said last week.
Listen, as a Bills fan, I don't want anything to do with him. I don't want
The
anything to
Patriots
do
are
with
making
them.
the Super Bowl. Please.
Dude,
Where do
No,
I bet
I
that?
don't think they're a playoff team, but I think they're dangerous.
Where do I
They're
bet
gonna
that?
knock
I think
somebody
they're a
off.
playoff team.
I think they're going to sneak into the playoffs. I
And
think
they're going
they
to knock
sneak
somebody
in-
off.
I think they sneak into the playoffs before the Bengals do. I
And
think
beat
they
the
get it
Steelers.
over. I think get over the Bengals. Yeah,
The
That
Bengals,
wild card
the
game.
Bengals are like 5 minutes away from being like where we thought they were going to be.
yeah. They
They
looked
just won a lot of
horrible
games
against.
early on.
Listen, the
They
Browns
looked-
is the Browns and the Bengals is the Bengals.
Yeah,
Bang!
they looked
It is.
horrible against the Browns.
I love Joe Burrow, though.
Yeah,
I love Joe Burrow though.
they looked absolutely horrible this week against the Browns. It was horrible.
Okay, but let's not forget they also just skull fucked the Ravens. Like, let's not let
Yeah.
that slip. That was 2 weeks ago, guys.
Yeah, but the Bengals have lost the last 2 games.
Yes. Like, I can't defend the Jets one. I can't. I
No,
can't do
that's-
it.
Which that was
the Browns
that
without
was
Odell
another
or a top
that
5
was
team in the league.
another
Jets beat the
bad
Titans.
that was another bad game though. That was another game though where the refs literally they didn't hand the win to the Jets, but that helmet to helmet call was not a helmet to helmet call, and they threw the flag on it, and the Jets got into scoring position.
Had money on it.
Josh, to comment on the Patriots like sneaking into the playoffs or not, they're 5-3, right?
5-4.
They got Browns, Falcons, Titans, Bills,
5-4.
Colts, Bills, Jags, Dolphins. They're gonna win the Dolphins, Jags. They're probably gonna be they'll probably split with the Bills. Do you think?
I could see them splitting with the Bills.
I could see him winning both of them the way Buffalo's playing.
Jesus.
We'll just say they split. We'll just say they
I love
split.
They split.
Play cover 2 and rush the passer with Judon.
And out of the Colts, Falcons, and Browns, I bet they win 1 to 2 games at best out of the Browns, Falcons, and Colts. So honestly, they could be a 10-win team, and that gets them into playoffs for sure.
Okay, but again, the AFC
I
West
don't know that
and the
10
AFC
gets you
North.
in this year.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
No, not a.
I don't think 10 gets you in
shot.
this year.
You don't think 10 gets you into that
Not a
7th
shot.
spot right now?
Not with the extra game.
Last year, 10
Cade.
didn't get you in.
Cade,
10 didn't get you
So,
in last year in the AFC.
both the AFC West
It's
and
not
the
as nearly
AFC
as good
North.
this year as it was last year. Not even close.
There's
The AFC is
there's
significantly
more
worse.
parity though, dog. There are 2
They're
full
tighter.
divisions that are 5-4 or better.
Yeah, it's just tighter. It's so much tighter.
Like the Bengals
AFC
and
North,
Broncos
baby.
are in last place in their
AFC
respective
North.
divisions,
Oh,
and they're
overall,
both 5-4.
the AFC West is good. The AFC North is good from top to bottom. There's good teams in both of
No,
those.
all 8 of those teams are really good.
You know, I mean, the AFC East is not real great, but there is two legitimate playoff contenders, and the same with the South. There's 2 legitimate playoff contenders in the South. So I mean, you
And the
have,
Jaguars.
you know, you got 12 teams fighting for what 7 spots, right?
Yeah, you have right
know?
now. You have 11 teams have
Well, the
11
Patriots are
teams
in right
have
now at 5 and are they 5-4?
Yes,
5-4.
That's what I said.
I thought they were
11
5-3. Sorry.
but 11 teams in the AFC are 5-4 or better.
Okay, so at this
It's just
current
tight.
rate, like 10-8, 10-7, or 11-6.
It's
are gonna
no
get
10 wins is going to get you in, but it's going to be a tiebreaker. There's going to be like 5 teams at 10 wins.
Yeah,
I
10's not
understand.
automatic, right?
Yeah.
Right.
No,
10
I
is not
understand
it.
that, but
That's,
I'm
that's
saying
when it
that.
turns into the I need this, and this to
Right.
happen.
But I'm saying if 10-7 can get them in, then if they go 11-6, like I think they're going to be in. For sure.
Yeah,
I
11
don't think they go 11-6 though.
They have a pretty good chance of getting in at the 7th spot because they're in this 7th spot now. So
So what about the NFC? Is there 12 teams in the NFC that have a chance?
After the top 7, which by the way, the Falcons are actually in at number 7.
Yes,
right
they
now.
are. I love it. I love it. I love it.
So yeah, the
What's their
Falcons are
record?
4-4.
Yeah.
Then the Panthers are 8 at 4-5, Vikings 3-5, Seahawks 3-5,
Yikes.
Niners 3-5. Hey, the Eagles are in 12th.
yeah,
3-6.
yeah. I hope they don't
So-
even sniff it.
so
Don't
the
even
good-
sniff it.
So the good teams over there are, I think, in my mind, significantly better at this point in the season.
100%.
There is one
But
spot
there's-
open right now for the playoffs. So the Cardinals, the Packers, the Bucks, the Cowboys, and Rams have the top 5 locked up in a runaway. They
Yeah.
all have 2 losses. Cardinals only have 1. Then the Saints are 5-3 in the 6th spot, and then the 7th spot's completely open.
Yeah.
Saints are out.
100%.
It
Saints
seems like
Saints ain't getting
it's pretty top heavy over there.
Simeon's gonna be all right.
The NFC definitely has the better football teams, like at the top, like in the playoffs.
They have better Super Bowl contenders.
They have better Super Bowl contenders, but only one can make it. So
Yeah.
obviously,
Yeah, they're all
But-
going to beat up on each other. But,
They're all
but
gonna
on
beat
the
up on
on the
each other.
AFC side, there's, I think there's
Lots of parity,
maybe
like I said.
10 teams that could go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the Browns year.
Right now, as it stands, I mean, why not? Why not
I
them?
mean, okay. There's not 10 teams that can go to the Super Bowl. There's probably only 3 of them because 3 are significantly better than the others. But there's
Which
10
3?
that can make
Name
the
'em.
playoffs.
Yeah, which 3 name them? Exactly.
name 'em.
I would say right now the Chargers. I would say the Chargers, the Ravens, and I mean at this point, the
Titans.
the Steelers or the Titans.
Buffalo,
Ravens are.
Yeah, you said the Steelers in a weird fashion there, but I'll take it.
the top 4 teams.
The Ravens are the
Titans,
number 2 seed right now. They only got 2 losses.
Going back to that statement.
I don't think Lamar Jackson is going to win a playoff game this year.
Cal,
he won one last year.
Dude, I don't care. He cannot throw the football. Watch the games and tell me how you think he's good.
He threw for 400 yards this year.
Yeah.
Dude, that's one game. Oh my God. That's one game.
He has one of the highest completion percentages in his MVP season.
He's throwing. Listen. The 400-yard game, he threw 3 slants to Hollywood that he took to the house.
Still work. Tom Brady made a career off it.
Oh, okay.
Tom Brady made a career off it.
Yeah, but then you can't say Tom Brady.
You got same energy when Tom Brady comes up because you can't flip it.
I do.
And be consistent with Lamar.
He actually throws the ball over 5 yards.
Yeah, Lamar. I've watched games of the Ravens, and I've seen Lamar throw balls downfield.
Yes, he's unfit to Hollywood Brown, who could run like a 3.2 40.
He's not fast for the rugs.
He's so fast.
Looking at our losses, low key. We have 3 good losses.
Yeah. We have a tough schedule. It's going to be that way. You see the rest of our schedule?
Ravens. We've lost to the Ravens, the Bengals when they were hot, and
what else? The
Packers.
AFC. I do not consider the Colts
in Green Bay.
The Broncos.
They should have gave us the win
Bengals,
since
Super Bowl
Rodgers was hiding COVID.
They are
exactly.
Not
he was lying to everybody.
I don't really view the Browns as Super Bowl
should be
contenders
6-2.
either.
We have 2 different conversations going. I got one in this year. One.
I was just saying, I still think the AFC is going to come down to three teams. So
not to homer it right up, but the Bills still have the highest scoring offense and the best scoring defense in the league.
Bills are definitely
they're going
that's
to
encouraged
figure it
here,
out.
Bill or Josh. Homer it up.
Homerism is okay.
Yeah.
They're going.
Look at my background.
Wallpaper.
I
Yeah.
think
Look at my background.
Speaking of the Avalanche.
Ty is a huge Bucks fan.
He is. Tampa Bay.
Bandwagon.
Brady lover.
No,
So much better than
Milwaukee
Rodgers.
Dear
Milwaukee
dumbass.
Bucks. Milwaukee Bucks.
Not the Pirates.
That's a lot of money for corn.
Hey, I heard butts.
Evan, it's a lot of money for corn.
Expensive corn, baby. Yes.
Too much money for corn.
No,
I'm sure he has some in his fridge.
I definitely think that the Buffalo Bills are going to figure
Actually,
out.
cheap corn now.
True. Sean McDermott is a great coach. He's a great coach. He's going to get it figured out. Josh Allen is a generational talent. He's going to get it figured out. They just got to get the run game going. That's the only thing, honestly, because their defense, even they still only held a team to 9 points, even though they're the worst team in the NFL. They held them to 9 points.
Well, and they shut out some teams.
Yes.
The only team that they couldn't keep off the board was Tennessee, and that's just because they got punched in the mouth.
Yeah, Derrick Henry literally slapped.
Was that the 85 yarder? Is that the one you ran the 85 yarder?
Yeah. And there was holding on that play, by the way. But go watch the replay.
There's holding on every long play.
There's holding on every play.
Poyer gets held. Poyer had.
Oh, I did see that one. Yeah, he got.
That's what I'm saying.
Micah Hyde also got crushed on one of those runs, which was just really funny.
Poyer, the golden boy of the defense.
Hyde got run right over.
Dating the hottest girl.
Yeah, no, he got demolished.
It takes a very big-hearted man to stand in front of that guy.
No, I mean whatever. To answer the question is how much would it take for me to stand in the way of Derrick Henry? It's whatever Micah Hyde's contract is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Business decision, baby.
That one touchdown is not worth the season, right?
So
poor man's.
So I watched Bettis and Eddie George go head-to-head when they were the Tennessee Oilers the 1 year in Three River Stadium.
Yeah.
The last time I was in Three River Stadium. And I think they combined for 300 rushing yards that day.
Yeah.
Just running people over.
It was just 2 guys running
about
people
298 of it was after contact.
Yeah.
It was just 2 guys running people over. That shows you my age, right?
Running straight out of linebacker and just running through them.
Mm-hmm. That's gonna be another cool stat is how many weeks is it gonna take for someone to pass Derrick Henry being out as the league's leading rusher?
Oh, JT's getting him this week.
You think?
Oh, he's carrying my fantasy team.
Yeah.
Carrying it.
Taylor.
Speaking of,
I'm 3-6. I'm 3-6 in a 10-man league.
Same.
I'm also
2-7.
I'm the third highest scoring team. I'm 3-6.
Yeah, that's tough.
That's how fantasy works, dude.
That's
just
tough.
horrible draws.
Josh, last week.
James Conner this week, Bill.
last week I had Hopkins, Murray, Henry, and Calvin really decided like he can't play football anymore. I don't know. All
Mental
four of them
bud.
out in 1 week. I lost all those players in 1 week.
Even with those players, you still
Hey,
lose
you
to
still
this
beat
week.
me.
No,
No,
Ty, I'm talking about for this week.
This
I'm
week,
talking about
I beat them this week. Yeah,
Gotcha.
I put
So
the hurting down on them this week.
So let's talk about Arizona and how good they are.
Yeah, I love
Because
it.
I was wrong.
Whoa.
And I admitted
No.
I admitted this in the text thread.
Okay. I want you to make sure this comes on air.
Oh, dear
It's
God.
recorded.
Listen. I mean, Kyler's still going to end up dead. I wasn't wrong.
Max.
Yeah.
He's dead right now with his ankle, isn't he?
That's what I'm saying.
I was
And,
gonna say
and
the Packers
Jesus,
did lay a smackdown on him.
they just went in there and just hammered people with Colt McCoy and no wide receiver, just Zach Ertz and Colt McCoy. Just,
Well, that's because the Niners are frauds, and I've been saying that since week 1.
I mean, you might not be wrong, but
I'm not.
But
I mean,
at the end of the day, I might have been a little bit wrong about Cliff.
Yeah. I'm glad. That was a big man. That was a big man move right there, John.
No, I mean, just for a point of reference.
we got a heated debate.
I don't
about
recall the
Josh
argument being
there.
about Cliff. I thought it was really all about
Smurf dying.
No,
Right. Yeah, it was that one.
Mr. 5'8".
It was that one.
no,
No,
he
but
was-
just
it was
hey,
the
just know
combination.
that
He was
Nagy
saying
has
that
a better
Cliff
record than
Kingsbury-
Shanahan.
He said that Cliff Kingsbury
does,
was
yeah.
a fraud because he like every year it was like 5 wins or whatever. And I the whole argument was that I said that Kyler Murray and him are going to be amazing together, and the Smurf thing was where that started.
Yeah, I said Smurf's gonna die, and Kingsbury's gonna win 5 games again, and and then he's gonna get fired. But
Yep.
Hey, shout out Tippy
Oh.
in the chat.
They
Just
should
typing
be,
away.
they should
Love
be
it.
9-0. They should be 9-0 right now.
they won against maybe a fraudulent 49ers team without their 2 best offensive players
If
and
AJ Green-
possibly their best defensive player.
If AJ Green had a helmet on and understood that he was on the football field, at worst that pass.
Ultimate bad beat. Ultimate bad
Do you
beat.
That
understand
passes
how
the
many
worst
times this
they can
happens
do.
to the Packers? Like, I have zero empathy for this.
I'm not
Ultimate
saying I'm not
bad beat.
asking for empathy. I'm just saying the ball would have been would have just been batted down. They kick a field goal and the game's over.
It's unfortunate.
Did you see the
for them.
meme where it had the controller icon and it said batteries dead? replaced?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. There's the memes where like the Windows don't noise whenever
was
the Windows used to shut off. Yeah.
That was great.
No, the Cardinals are legit. I think we underestimated how good the defense was going to be.
And it
I
was.
think that's what we
J.J. Watt.
We'll see how good
He's
it
out
is
for the season now, too.
without J.J. Watt. Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean,
He's been out for 2 weeks now. I mean, and they played a pretty good game against the Packers, and they won a defensive battle game last week. Chandler Jones is a freak.
Yeah.
He's a freak. He's an animal.
yeah, but he's really a freak when you got Watt sucking up 2 or 3 blocks of play.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's
You
why
know.
he got that 5.5 sacks in a game.
Yeah.
Right.
Here, I want to ask Josh this because Cal and I had this conversation a couple weeks ago. Josh, has obviously watched both of them. Like we obviously watched both of them, but we were still. I mean, I don't know. J.J. Watt
Is
or
better than
T.J.
TJ.
Watt in their prime. Who is better? Because you could say T.J. Watt's in his prime right now, officially.
The season that J.J. Watt won his first Defensive Player of the Year
When he
We
had
had, like,
20
20
sacks.
sacks.
is the greatest.
Yeah.
He was the most dominant football player in the history of the game, including Lawrence Taylor for that one season.
Yeah.
That was the
100%.
most dominant single season performance I
And he had
ever.
That's
interceptions,
respect.
ton of batted balls. It's JJ.
Batted balls, like he was J.J.
That's respect.
Swat, like the whole
He
thing.
was just
Like
unbelievably disgusting. He was
Yeah.
just so good.
That's respect.
I think that they're 2 very different football players. So it's
I
hard.
agree. I
It's
said that.
it's hard to say one's better than the other. I think they play a much different
it's easy.
game. Right now, I mean, TJ's obviously for the last 2-3 years has been a superior pass rusher, edge rusher, whatever.
Yeah.
I still
than
think
everybody.
JJ's a better run defender overall, even though TJ's very good at that too. I have this conversation with my son all the time. I'm like, bud, you can't compare Cole Beasley and Stephon Diggs, bud. They do different stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
Same thing
So
with Aaron
I-
Donald and T.J. Watt. They do very different jobs.
You could
Yep.
compare JJ and Aaron Donald more than you could
Yeah.
compare TJ and Aaron
Yeah.
Donald. But
Yeah.
I would take a JJ in his prime and put him up against Aaron Donald in his prime.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
will say that.
100%. Yeah.
20 sacks is crazy.
I think TJ Watt
Just
has
was
the
unblockable,
capabilities. He's already
Yeah.
on pace and has the capabilities of being the best edge rusher we've ever seen. He's on that
I agree.
incline.
Speaking of the best edge rusher you've ever seen, what is that Rams defense going to do when Von Miller gets turned loose?
That's going to be fun. That's going to be so much fun.
That's
This week,
I'm
Super Bowl winners. They're winning the Super Bowl.
I'm more excited to watch
Because
our defense.
In you guys' era, that's the best pass rusher.
100%. Yeah.
For sure. That's what that.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, the Packers
Well,
play him in 3 weeks, so I pray for Aaron.
listen, Von Miller's got over 110 sacks. All right, like that's impressive since 2011.
Yeah, since
That's-
2011, he
For
has
a
the most.
Bronco, yeah.
That's pretty nuts.
Super Bowl MVP.
Josh, I what talking about the Rams. The Rams have, in my opinion, the best roster in the NFL. They are like
No question.
It's going to be ignorant to watch Aaron Donald now not have to be literally doubled / triple team on certain
They
situations.
can't triple him. You got Floyd and
Yeah.
Vaughn now. You can't do
You can
it.
barely even double
Can't
That
him.
triple.
defense is insane.
You can
It's
barely
really
even
insane.
double them. I hope they line Aaron Donald and Von Miller up on the same side a lot.
So,
I
hey,
think it would
when,
just be
when
tough.
Stafford returns to Lambeau here in 3 weeks and they get their asses kicked by the Packers, are the Packers the best team in the league, or just curious?
I mean, they'll have an argument.
Okay.
All depends on if AJ Green's battery's still getting in or not.
Yeah,
Well,
you need
and-
Cooper Cup. You
and
need
I
Cooper
am
Cup.
terrified for Aaron Rodgers'
And
health,
also,
though, other
yeah,
than just the COVID thing.
Cooper Cup is having a just
Megatron-esque.
yes
In a
year.
harder worker's body, so
Facts.
Listen, you know how you beat the Rams? You run the football.
Yeah.
guess
Yeah.
what the Packers can finally do?
Yeah. Well,
Run the football.
You got to keep the ball out of their offense's hands. You got to keep Sean McVay on the sideline, not
Well,
being able to do what he
I mean,
does.
mean,
it's
technically-
it's the ninth game. Well, the ninth game for the team, and Cooper Cup's already got over 1,000 receiving yards.
True.
Yeah.
You take away those 2 pick sixes that Stafford threw. I mean, they gave up what 14 points to the Titans.
Yeah, and he went full Carson Wentz on the one. Like, what the
Yeah,
fuck was that?
back. They were back to back.
Sorry, Ty, you're gonna have to beep that.
You're
Yeah,
good.
no,
We
yeah.
have a program. We have a program that searches for the word.
Yeah.
that is sweating after it's done.
Oh, it
The-
gets its workout, dude.
But Matt Stafford's he's still technically in the number 1 power rankings for MVP too.
Brady
which-
actually did it in his off week.
Yeah,
Brady's
Brady's
plus 350 now.
Okay, well,
It's still
I
Matt
still-
Stafford. But
yeah, I still for power rankings for MVP.
Okay.
But I mean, Brady's having a great year too. I mean, you can't take it away. I mean, take it away from me. Yeah, he's got a great football team he's throwing to, but he's having a great season. I mean, as much as we want to hate on him,
At
and stuff like
44.
that, yeah, he's doing crazy things.
Stat pad.
Well, I mean, it is what it is. He does have probably the best, if not, second or first best wide receiving core in the league, if not.
I think he has the best.
Think it was
With
the
a
best
healthy
all time.
Gronk, he has the best receiving core in the league.
Yeah.
Name one team that Chris Godwin doesn't start for, and with a healthy wide receiver core, he's
Name
like,
one team.
what,
Name one
wide
team. He's
receiver-
not the number 2 option. I mean, let
that's
alone
what we're
start.
That's
Like,
what I mean, and he's
Yeah.
wide receiver 3.
Every team, but like 5.
yeah, that's
He's
what
wide
I'm saying,
receiver
kid.
1.
Yeah.
He's insane. And then you have Mike Evans, another wide receiver 1, and Antonio Brown when he's healthy.
That's
another
what I mean.
wide receiver
When
1.
Antonio Brown's
Like,
healthy, like
I don't
Godwin
even think it's a
becomes
debate.
the third.
And then
Third
you throw
option.
in Gronk, who's
Godwin?
arguably the greatest tight end of all time. It's not fair.
And Cameron
Correct.
Brate, who's
Who's gonna argue
no
ya?
slouch.
I don't think
Yeah,
anybody.
no one.
Yeah, Cameron Brate is no slouch.
Tony
either.
Gonzalez, I guess.
To be
But
honest with
that's
you,
about
I
it.
think
Yeah.
we got to give
Gates.
Travis Kelce
Gates,
a little bit
yeah.
of credit.
Travis Kelce's
Gates-
getting there.
Oh, Kelsey,
Gates-
yeah, he is definitely.
Gates and Gonzalez are the only ones.
but
even close.
Gronkowski's
No,
still the best of
to
all time.
Gronk, it's Gates and Gonzalez. Other than that, then there's a tier down. Like Kelsey's right
I
there,
think I give Travis Kelce time. He's going to be in that
and
conversation.
that might be true. Just right now, it's
Yeah.
Gronk and everybody else.
I agree. 5 years down the road, we could be saying
It's
something different.
Gronk and everybody else. Just simply, I mean, Gronk's got a Hall of Fame career just based on playoff games.
Yeah,
Yeah,
True.
Yeah,
and 3
he's a
rings.
monster.
no,
Yeah,
it's
3
absurd.
rings?
I mean,
Two.
yeah.
Yeah,
And,
but-
and
He's
listen,
three.
you know
At
how
least
bad
3.
I hate the Patriots. Like, but I mean, they're the 2 best players at their position ever.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
But the Bucks definitely have the absolute bar none best receiving core when fully healthy.
yes. Yeah,
And I
like I
don't-
said,
the
like I said,
They're the
Cameron
best
Brate's no
offense on
slouch
paper by
either.
far.
Bucks,
Come on.
Rams, Bills.
Bucks, Rams,
Cardinals.
Bills,
Cardinals
Cardinals,
have a better
and
free receiving core for sure.
Yeah, I like the depth that the
Seattle?
Cardinals have. I am a fan of.
What about Seattle? We got to put Seattle in that top 5.
well, Seattle too.
Seattle
especially if
might
they're
be
gonna get,
fifth.
and if they get Odell.
The Packers are going to get Odell.
Yeah.
Does any?
Odell's gonna be a Raider.
I
Packers.
think it's gonna be.
Odell
I think it's
should
gonna
be
be
a
a
Raider.
Patriot. I think it's
Odell
gonna be a
should be a
Patriot.
Raider.
Tell
I
you
think
what,
it's gonna be- I think it's
wherever
gonna be
Odell
Patriot.
goes next, Nate Burleson said it best. Wherever Odell goes next, it needs to be his next stop needs to be his best stop. Otherwise, he's going to be
No, he's
yeah.
done.
Out the league.
the next Des Bryant on his way out the door.
Correct.
I think
4 years
I
too
think
early.
It's gonna be a Patriot. I think it'll be a Patriot.
Could be.
He's a
If he-
Packer. I mean,
looking
he
at
said he wants to come to the Packers, so
I don't know why you'd want to go to the Packers if I
I
was
don't know
him.
why they'd want him.
Ty, think about it.
Why would they want
Odell
him?
wants to be
I
the
don't
first
want him
option.
there. By the way, when I saw the report, I literally texted these guys and said,
I know what
"Fuck."
you're going to say, Kate, and I agree
Yeah.
already.
They
But
need
go
to
ahead.
go somewhere where he can ball the out. That's
Yep.
what he needs to do.
No, just
He
prove
needs
that
to
he's
go
a,
somewhere-
And if not, he's going to pout about it.
I'm not
be a number
saying
2. He's not going to be a number 1 with Devontae.
I'm not.
He
saying,
won't accept that
I'm
time.
not saying he needs to listen. I'm
He
not.
said
saying,
he wants to go there, though, guys.
Yeah.
Dude,
When he
that's-
wants to play with Aaron Rodgers.
It already would have been signed. It would have been done if it was
No,
already.
not
like,
if you have to do contract
Facts.
negotiations because he's owed $6 million. We don't have $6 million.
Yeah, but dude, what I'm saying is though, is like a report is a report. Nothing's true until we see it. Nobody
Yeah.
nobody knew the
Someone
report
offers
that
him
was
$7
Tom
million.
Brady
He's
was
going to
gonna sign
take
with
it.
the
What are we
Bucks until
talking
it
about?
happened.
Like,
Yeah,
Well, Ty, wait.
it's-
That was for the
paper. It's
waivers,
not-
right?
it's not
Like
in
if-
paper.
If people if they picked him up off of waivers, they would owe him that money. But now
No,
nobody-
they still own
you
that
still
money.
have
They
to
still
sign him
own-
to a contract.
well, yeah, I'm saying that, but
No,
I'm saying like
Evan,
could-
they have to sign him to
Does
the
it-
deal that he was currently under.
okay, I didn't.
Yeah.
That's what I was confused about. I
I
don't know
thought
a
that's
lot
why
of
they
that.
restructured it. I thought if they claimed
got
him on
restructured
waivers,
to
they
be
had to pick up
cheaper.
a 7.
That's
They
what
got
I thought too. That's
And
what I
still
heard on
he's-
ESPN.
he's
I
a-
heard that on ESPN.
He's a
The-
free agent.
No,
He's a free agent.
I'm pretty sure. I'm 90% sure that like it got restructured from like 8 some million to like 6 and some million and change million to make it more easier for someone to sign him. But I'm 90% sure that whoever signs him has to sign him to that deal of that amount.
So
I'm
Deshaun
pretty
Jackson.
sure.
I don't
so
think-
all
I think
know
he's
is
I
Deshaun
think he's an
Jackson-
FA. I think he's
All I
an
know
FA.
is
It said he was an
Deshaun
FA
Jackson
today.
But I'm pretty sure.
just signed a $1 million contract. Deshaun was owed more by the Rams than $1 million. So what that tells me is he may potentially be able to sign for just $1 million. But again, he's going to weigh all of his options. Like, I don't know why we're getting crazy. Like, if he said he wants to play for the Packers and Gutekunst reaches out to him and says, all right, best we can do is $2 million. And then the Raiders or the Patriots come through and say, all right, we'll give you 6 or 7. Where do we think he's going to sign? Even if he says he wants to play somewhere,
Yeah.
he's going to take the money. Like, let's be real.
Well, and he's going to take the targets
Like,
Yeah. 100%.
Okay, so
because
6
he's not
hours
getting
ago-
12 balls a game in Green Bay,
no, he's not.
No.
but he will in New England.
Yes,
Okay,
100%.
listen, this is-
and the Raiders because they
This
lost
is,
their
this is,
number
this
one.
is 6 hours ago. This was written from USA Today. This is what's happening. The claiming team would have owed Beckham $7.25 million, like we said.
That's
right.
yeah, before free
And with the
agency.
final 2-year non-guaranteed years wiped off his contract, he would become a free agent in March of this coming year. Passing through waivers means that he will have to be paid $4.25 million for wherever he plays this year
2.5
As a base salary.
as a
But
base
that's
salary.
but that doesn't have anything to do with his current his contract. That's just basically because he's a veteran in the NFL, and that's what the minimum contract is.
That might be it. Yeah, that might
Yeah.
be the reason why.
Yeah, Tippy,
But
Tippy,
either way, I
Tippy
know he
just
can't
said.
just sign for
Tippy
anything.
just said
I get
he's
that.
a free agent. Waiver was waived earlier today. The Browns owe him $4 million.
Yeah.
It's all right. Then he can sign anywhere for the vet minimum if nowhere else wants to bring him in. But again, this now turns into a bidding war between teams.
I personally, if I was Odell Beckham Jr., if he wants to go win a championship, sure, go with the Packers if that's what he's looking for. But if he's looking to be
NFC
like,
Championship game, you mean?
I hate
Yeah.
you, Cal, so goddamn much.
But if you're trying to like reestablish his career, I would not go to Green Bay. That's just me. I would go to somewhere.
Raiders,
I would go somewhere because also Ty, you got to remember.
go
too,
gamble, baby.
You have to understand too. Like we're talking about maybe next year the Packers don't have Aaron Rodgers. You've already said 100
Free
times.
agent
about
signed
it.
him for 1 year.
I know, but I'm saying, yeah, but what I'm saying, but he's not going to want to go play for somewhere for 1 year and then for 8 games and leave. Like,
Go
I
win a
sure
ring
he
and
is.
then bounce.
Sure he is.
I'm saying that I think he needs to go somewhere that's going to be like established and he's going to be there and he's going to ball out to reestablish his career like the Patriots.
Yeah, but there's no
That's what I'm
contender. He said he wants to go to a contender this year. There's no top tier contender that we've been talking about that needs a wide receiver one.
I think the Ravens could benefit with him.
The Ravens for sure.
Hollywood's still number one. They have the
He
chemistry.
He is, but I
Colts
think they
could
would
definitely use
benefit.
him.
They would benefit him like so. Like, they would just benefit with him so much.
I think the Colts would be a
Because
good
name
fit.
another wide receiver on their team.
On
Bateman.
who?
On the Ravens.
I don't
Raven
know
and
about
Roberts.
Hollywood. And
That's what I'm saying.
Andrews.
Sammy Watkins.
Sammy is there now.
Tim
Yeah.
Watkins, yeah.
That's right.
Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews is number one
Not
targeted, player. He's the number one targeted one player on the team.
I think Odell goes to die there, though. To be honest,
Where?
Baltimore, if he stays there for more than 1 year.
See, that's what I'm saying. I don't think he should. If I was Odell, I would not be looking somewhere to just go play 8 games or 9 games, and then possibly be looking for the next spot. That's what I'm saying.
Because if
I was
he's,
in-
if
I'm,
he's
not,
gonna
I'm
look
in the
for-
opposite boat. I think he's trying to go win right now and then say, hey, I just won a championship. Here are my numbers in this season where I played with a real team. You take that as you want.
If he's going to do that, he's going to sign.
I mean,
with
that's,
the
yeah. I
Rams.
mean, absolutely.
That's also a very valid point.
I
Yeah.
think that's how he approaches this. That's me personally.
If he wants to do that, there's 2 teams especially, and then the third one being the Packers. I would say the Rams, Bucks, and then the Packers. If he wants to do that, but
I
the Bucks
personally
would be
don't-
the Bucks would be crazy. That would be just dumb. But
I personally don't think he gives a shit about winning.
I don't either.
Well, and that's why I'm saying, like, if the Packers do offer him the $2.5 million, and then the Raiders say they offer him 8, like they're 6. It doesn't matter. He's going to play for the Raiders.
Right.
No, the bottom line is he's a distraction. He cried. Like there's no real team that wants him.
No,
You know,
he wasn't
his-
claimed, regardless of if
Yeah,
he wasn't claimed
his,
off of waivers. Like, clearly no one
his-
showed any interest.
He's a crybaby bitch.
his dad put out a 30-minute video about how they don't throw him the ball, but every time I turn the Browns game on, I watch him drop passes. And I like watching Baker, so I've watched 3 or 4 of them. And every time I turn the Browns on, all he does is drop the ball.
But it's Baker's fault.
Yeah, when it hits him right in the 1 and the 3.
Too many commercials. he's the Ricky Fowler of the NFL.
I'd say that's
I-
Dak, but
No,
You know,
no. I'm talking about
That's a
commercials.
very accurate statement.
I'm talking about
Dak
commercials.
also has a
Ricky-
lot of commercials.
not
Who
as much
does?
as Baker.
Dak,
Yeah,
before
not
the
as much
injury,
as
he
Baker.
did.
I haven't seen one lately. Actually, I haven't
Before
really.
but because he was rehabbing.
Yeah.
You just wait until
Baker-
next year.
About every other commercial that's on my on. YouTube
I would
is
agree. Baker is on.
well,
my-
that's just because of the progressives right there. I mean, progressives right across the street from the Browns.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like I mean, I'd rather watch Baker than Flo.
True.
Like
Yeah.
she's been on
Yeah.
TV for 30 years.
Yeah.
Same commercial.
Well,
Yeah.
kind of a baddie though, if you really think about it.
No,
that's
not
the
like
AT&T
He's not a baddie.
AT&T girl.
Yes.
Oh no, float. Oh yeah, you're right. AT&T
Yeah.
girl's a baddie.
Yeah.
I saw her on a red carpet dress one time, and I felt a little differently about her after
Yep, same. All right, what else? Anything else from the NFL?
I think we covered every single base.
that. I mean, we hit a lot.
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah. It's already 10 o'clock. That's crazy.
We didn't talk a lot about the Cowboys, but I don't know what it was there to say. They got
Hey
smacked.
man,
by
mean,
listen,
they got-
let's get
I
back
think-
again. Cowboys stock's going to start to fall slightly.
I think it has to do with a little bit of being after the bye. They came out.
On the
They
board.
came out stale after the bye.
Yeah.
The
Cowboys are still really
The Broncos came out
Cowboys
with a
go
chip on their
500,
shoulder.
guys. I'm throwing a party. I'm throwing a
They-
party. I don't care. Because literally they
No,
can't-
because that means
They'd
means
have to tie.
that means
can't
the
help
Eagles
it.
have a chance of making the playoffs. And
No,
now you're gonna lose your pick.
no. We want the Eagles to lose every game possible.
What I'm
Every
saying,
game.
if they go below 500, that means the Eagles have a better chance of making the playoffs,
No.
which means you're going to lose that pick.
No,
so-
no Eagles playoffs.
Real
No.
quick, before I don't want to go on another tangent, but you say Eagles lose every game from here on out.
Yeah.
Who do you want to see them pick? Who is it this year?
They pick a quarterback. I'm burning the house down.
He already said that. Yeah, he's done. If
I'm
they
done.
draft a quarterback, he's done.
I'm already done. I'm already on the way out. Like I already had one foot out last summer. If they draft a quarterback, I'm out. I'm gone. So out. I'm out. Done. Not dealing with it.
Carolina.
So is that because you're so pro Hurts, or just
No.
because you just
No,
can't
Josh.
you can't
He's
stomach
sick, he's
it
sick of
anymore?
the cycle.
Listen, I am so.
Welcome to my world, bud.
Listen, I am so pro.
Imagine being a Browns
Okay,
fan.
I am because I've had this conversation with you 100 times. You cannot take away a quarterback has done or what he has done off one season. Carson Wentz had one bad season. It was bad. There's no one saying it wasn't. He comes back this year. He has 17 touchdowns and 3 picks. He's completing 68% of passes, has over 2,000 yards through 8-9
Had
games.
2 sprained ankles.
On 2 sprained ankles. Like the Colts, if they don't play that tough schedule up front, are almost probably leading that division. Carson Wentz is still a franchise quarterback, and we traded him away for a conditional first-round pick. He needs to play 75% of snaps for us to get a first-round pick. That's all we got.
They had him in that blowout the other day. You guys should have been pumped. The Eagles fans were like, because Carson was in there. Carson was in there late in that game.
Yeah, love that.
Yeah.
75% of snaps. That's all we need. So I am so anti irrational owners, irrational management. Like that's irrational. That you're like, oh, he played 12 bad games. Done, baby. He's out. Like it's so stupid.
That's Philly, though.
Exactly. That's why I don't want to be a fan anymore because I'm so tired of it. I'm sweating. I'm literally sweating right now.
You always sweat, though, to be honest.
Yeah, but I'm sweating more than I should.
I'm gonna bite my tongue and not say what I want to say.
Just say it. You can't hurt me. Like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna hurt me?
There's a lot of similarities between the Eagles' past couple years and the early 2000s Buffalo Bills.
Yeah,
with
we're
Jim Kelly
we're
and
poorly managed right now. Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
And I think the ownership thing is a little bit different because I think your owner is too involved, and I think the Bills' problems started when their owner kind of checked out. But regardless, it ends up in a dumpster fire, and that's what the Eagles have been.
I wouldn't say our owner is too involved. I would say our owner is too family oriented. When you have a GM that's been your GM since 2010, granted, they've put together good teams. They've won a Super Bowl. They've been to over the last 21 seasons, they've been to the playoffs 15 times. Like normal NFL teams, that's great. Like that ranks up there with almost any great NFL team. The problem with the Eagles is that they are riding a dick of a general manager who has drafted one Pro Bowler since 2013, one Pro Bowler, and it was Carson Wentz. The other one was Zach Ertz, but he's not on the team anymore. So they had one, and then they had two.
Fletcher Cox never made the Pro Bowl?
Yeah, what about your lineman?
He was drafted before 2013.
we almost got him too, by the way, this week. Evan.
Yeah, he was drafted.
We almost traded for him. We were that close. We almost got Fletcher Cox.
He was before 2013. So we've had
that close.
We've had 8 years of first round picks. And
I'd love to have a Steelers jersey with Cox on the back.
And Josh, by the way, Zach Ertz wasn't a first round pick; he was a second round pick.
Yeah.
So, we've had Brandon Graham, who was a third round pick, make the Pro Bowl. But we've struck out on wide receivers, we struck out on defensive ends, we've struck out on coaching.
AJ Arcega-Whiteside.
Jalen Reagor, we've struck out.
Hey, when was
Aguilar drafted?
You underused Miles Sanders.
Yes, underused Miles Sanders. You cannot have a job and be that
I know.
You cannot have a job and be that bad. End of story.
First round picks. We talked about that Rams defense and how good they are, but they're like this. They're like this decade's Chicago Bears. They don't have a first round pick until 2032.
Oh no, Cade and I, we're totally okay with burning an entire draft class just to get a better team right now.
I 100% am the guy that says either go all in or tank. End of story. All in or tank.
There's nothing worse than being a mediocre team in the NFL.
There's nothing worse than being a mediocre
That's Dallas.
team in any sport.
Well, no, because NBA, you can get.
You know what's worse than being a mediocre team? Being a mediocre team for 10 or 15 years in a row.
True.
Yeah.
I was going to say being a Buffalo Bills fan.
Be the Pittsburgh Pirates.
True. Facts. That's just bad though. That's not even mediocre. That's just horrible.
That hits me in the heart, Josh. I hope you know that.
I'm a Pirates fan, Evan. I get it.
Listen, the Rams 2 years from now, when it comes down to it,
Our payroll.
Aaron Donald will be 29 years old. Say it's time to rebuild. They'll trade everybody. They'll get rid of everybody. They'll accumulate as many picks as they can, and they'll
still LA. People are going to want to play there.
They don't need a high draft pick for the next as long as Stafford's playing. He's got another 5-6 years in him.
Oh yeah.
No, but you know what I'm saying. I'm saying if the time came where they're like, we need to blow it up, they'll suck for 2 years and be fine.
That's going to come. I mean, the rent's going to come due before they get. But
the whole point is what did you do before the rent was due? That's the difference. And if you can look back 6 months from now,
they don't have a backup quarterback right now.
Really?
That's false.
Do.
Who is you're not? You cannot say you're confident in Dewey taking over for Ben next year.
He's not. He's not even suited up. Matt Corral.
Believe in it.
Matt Corral is going to be our quarterback next year, and I can't wait for him to sling balls to the young talent that we have, and I can't wait. And we better draft him. If we don't draft him, I'm going to be upset. We need Matt Corral.
You're all in on Matt Corral.
I want Matt Corral.
No, he's
That would be the worst move the Steelers could ever do.
I want Matt Corral.
If they wanted to draft a quarterback, they should have drafted one 2 years ago.
Matt Corral.
Facts.
End of story.
Facts.
End of story.
We have Mason Rudolph.
Yeah, if the Steelers wanted a young quarterback, they should have drafted one 2 years ago. Now with the defense
We did have the best quarterback in the league.
With the defense that they have to land a veteran quarterback that can win games. End of story. The Steelers, I've said for 2 years, and I'm going to say it again, going on year 3, are in the worst position in the NFL. End of story. Model-wise. They have an excellent defense with an aging quarterback, and they have red
and young talent.
They have a lot.
They're still going to be able to run the ball. They're going to be able to run the ball.
Najee Harris is a beast.
I would love to. I'd love to see Dewey Haskins just flipping them around this year.
Are you guys going to pay Minka next year?
Yes.
You got to pay him?
that.
He's a free agent after the season.
He's getting paid.
I mean, you're not going to have to pay. You're not going to have to pay.
Did you see that hit on Justin Fields?
Contract, wasn't it?
Right. So you got to pay him. Okay. So then now what? So now what are you going to do at quarterback? You're not going to
draft a rookie quarterback.
We draft a rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
You can sign TJ Watt to the biggest.
We could sign Aaron Rodgers for the veteran minimum.
And full well deserves it.
Not going to happen.
Rodgers isn't going to Pittsburgh.
He loves Pittsburgh though.
Loves Pittsburgh. Loves
Pittsburgh
Mikey
guy.
T, baby. Loves the family vibes.
Big Pittsburgh guy.
There ain't no family vibes up in the Packers.
If I was Russell Wilson, that's where I'd want to play.
Pittsburgh?
In Pittsburgh, yeah.
I would
take
afford either Rodgers or Wilson.
I know that, but I'm telling you.
Depends on how much money they want.
Is what I'm
we'll
saying.
borrow money.
They're not taking a vet minimum.
But listen, we have the largest cap space.
We have PNC Bank. We can borrow money.
We have the largest cap space in the NFL next year.
They're going to draft a quarterback.
They better not.
And Ben's going to play next year for
that
veteran minimum.
Bad.
No,
I
will be.
But
Ben will be back.
It's going to be Matt Corral. If it's not Matt Corral, I'm going to be pissed.
Now,
someone will take out Matt
back
before he comes back.
Listen, the thing that you're not understanding, though, is that the QB draft this year.
Steelers fans are spoiled.
I know they are. They don't get it. They do not get it.
Well, all the ones my age know. They know what it's like to watch Tommy Maddox and Bubby Brister.
Hey,
I remember Cordell Stewart and Tommy Maddox.
Spoiled little bitch too. Look at him over there.
Yeah, Ty is
spoiled little bitch too.
Yeah, I remember Tommy Maddox and Cordell Stewart.
He's spoiled for NFC championships.
My time is due.
Tommy Maddox
aware that my time is literally. I get like 9 more months of this, and then I'm going to hate myself for a solid 10 years.
Because he's going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler.
Ty, do you remember Mikowski?
No, I was not born, but I do know Magic Mike.
I remember the first time Favre played for the Packers.
Yeah, I got his rookie card.
Crazy.
I also have his 200th start up there.
Mikowski got hurt.
Don't do it.
Listen, at the end of the day, the Pittsburgh Steelers, if they draft a quarterback, shot himself in the foot.
No, Matt Corral, we need him.
You wasted a championship defense on a young developing quarterback.
That's how they won their first Super Bowl with Roethlisberger.
I will say,
guys,
that's how Russell Wilson won one.
It's not going to happen again.
I will say there will be some interesting decisions made because that type of decision is going to require, obviously like a tenured GM, and Kevin Colbert is out after this year. He's retired. So we're going to be looking for a new GM. We're going to be looking for a quarterback to fit our championship defense. Like, what's going to happen? Who knows?
A new GM's going to blow it up because they got to make their mark.
They want to always build their own little thing, yeah.
Which equals a drafting of Matt Corral.
I mean, okay, so we don't get Minka back next year. Who else are we blowing up?
We are getting Minka back.
You're probably getting Minka. You're probably getting.
I don't think you're going to get Minka back. You will not get Minka back if you go get a veteran quarterback. That is 100% fact.
That's why we're not going to get a veteran quarterback. We're going to draft Matt Corral.
Cal.
I'm saying Matt Corral.
I'm here for it.
Listen,
I love the dude.
The quarterback draft class this year is like historically bad,
except for Matt Corral.
Sam Howell's better than him, right?
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
Yes,
not this year.
He may be better than him.
His own draft stock. I was huge on Howell, but
he may be better than him.
Have you looked at his stats actually, Ty? Because that's a completely inaccurate statement.
I got it forward playing like dog shit. So
he may be better than him.
He's got better stats this year than he did last year.
I got it.
Games, though.
My thing is,
that's not a quarterback stat.
That's what I get told.
Not a quarterback stat.
That's what I get told.
20-7 this year, 2,400 yards, and
look at his rushing yards.
Yeah, his
I did not look at his
rushing
rushing yards. I will. Give me a second. I'm pulling up Matt Corral. 16-2, 2,500 yards. ESPN, show me the rushing yards, please.
Right now,
Rushing.
Sam
Hurry
Howell's
up.
on pace to beat Lamar Jackson's rushing yard records for the ACC.
Okay.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Matt Corral has
He's got a decent amount.
195. Did he rush for 195 yards versus Tennessee?
Yes.
Yes, he did.
Holy shit.
And threw for like 240.
Yeah. Matt Corral has over 300 rushing yards. Sam Howell has
Sam Howell had like
it's over
125.
300 too. They're very close. They're very
Yeah.
close. You did the math. The math's easier for Sam Howell, but I'd have
No,
to,
but with Sam Howell, he
You
may
guys
be
just see
better.
this?
Maybe better.
Just get that update.
What about Joker?
what is it?
No,
Yeah, Jokic got suspended.
no.
Dalvin
Dalvin Cook was named
Yeah.
in a power suit against he assaulted a woman.
No, he got assaulted. He
It's
got assaulted.
He got
Why am
beat
I not
up.
getting these upset?
Yeah,
Good
no,
for him.
he was a victim of domestic abuse.
Good for him
His
for taking
attorney
it.
claims Cook was assaulted and extorted.
Yeah.
So why is the first line says suit filed Tuesday?
Probably because the woman sued him, and he's saying that he was the one being assaulted.
Yes.
They're both saying they assaulted each other.
It's both.
Minka's under contract next year.
Yes. Minka is going to be signed because he's the
Wait,
second
it's
best
his fourth
safety
year
in the league.
next year?
Yeah, Minka's under
Yes.
contract next year.
Oh, I thought this was his fourth year this year.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, my statement about Minka is inaccurate and cut it. Did
We're
not
gonna-
happen.
It stays.
Did not
They
happen.
I think they extended him when they signed him.
They did.
Didn't they extend him
They
a
did.
year?
No,
Yeah.
no, they can't. He was on the second year. You can't.
I'm pretty sure they extended him. They extended him at once, though. I'm
Yeah.
pretty
Not
sure.
extend a second year player. You can't.
Yeah, he's already been there 2 years. So they extended him in the
He was
offseason
traded
last
to
year.
the Steelers in his second season.
This is his third year with the Steelers.
Yeah, this is his fourth season.
Hey, Cal, you know what? I've already got an old Miss jersey in the closet. Might as well make it two. Right?
Oh, miss, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate you, Evan.
Tuitt's going to be a cap hit.
He's not going to play. Tuitt's not going to
Yeah.
play. He's done.
I mean, he's a $13 million cap hit. They're cutting his ass.
He's done.
They're cutting his ass.
They,
he had-
they can,
he was
they can do
injured.
whatever they want.
He was
Again,
injured.
Juju's not coming back. He had one and done, and he got done. So
He was injured. He's
Steelers in a
injured,
good
and then
spot.
and then his brother, youngest brother, got killed in a drive or hit and run. He's mentally out of it, not playing football anymore. They don't expect him back. That's why they tried to get Fletcher Cox last week.
Matt Corral, only 6 foot,
Yeah, Josh.
200 pounds.
This
so,
is
Cal.
Minka's fourth season.
He's fast as fuck.
This is
Boy.
Minka's fourth season, by the way.
I know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
No,
but what
you
I'm
gotta watch him play
telling you
football,
is
Evan.
his $10
Gotta watch him
million
play football.
base salary
Telling
isn't
you.
from his rookie deal. He got extended. His $10 million base salary is not from his rookie deal.
you watch the Ole Miss games?
Yes, especially the Tennessee ones.
You know what I mean? That's too much money.
He
No, I
is so
understand that.
good. Evan.
yes, it is. All right. Do we want to move on to NBA, Josh? Josh, you want to stick around for this, or
What's the NBA?
yeah, we're just gonna talk some bullshit about the NBA.
Hey, Josh, just to comment about the Minka. When he signed his rookie contract, it was 4 years, $16 million.
That's $4.
How it was
$4 million a year.
structured. How it was structured is it was structured for 500,000. 1.9. Sorry, 1.5, 1.97, 2.7, and then 2022, which is the coming year, is 10 million. So he
So the Miami backloaded it.
yes, he
Yes.
they back
All right.
$10 million signing bonus.
yeah, they backloaded it, and they probably did that to make the trade easier.
That's true.
Yeah, it
Make
was.
the trade cheap.
It could have got restructured
Love it.
somehow.
Right.
Love
Yeah.
it.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
No, guys, I appreciate the invite. I enjoyed it. I had fun. Thank you. I'm
Yeah.
gonna check out because I'm not gonna bring any value to your
No, you're good.
No,
we're
you're
gonna
back
bust
on for the
through.
playoffs.
your isolation basketball conversation.
We're pretty much gonna talk about.
Hey, we're gonna talk about
getting in a
Joker
fight.
decapitating
Joker
a dude.
getting a
So.
fight with Marcus Morris.
Yeah. All right, boys.
But-
I'm checking out. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thanks,
Josh.
Josh.
Thank
Thank you.
Peace.
Thanks for coming on,
Thank
man.
you.
Yeah.
All right.
Joker.
Mhm.
Joker.
So it
he
came
got
through.
suspended for one game.
Got suspended for one game. Morris is getting suspended.
I
for
wanna
a
hear
game
everyone's
and a
take on
large
this.
fine.
Hey,
Who's in the wrong?
Tickets to the
They
Miami
both were.
game already.
Morris
They
is
both
in the
were.
wrong.
They both were. Joker. That was.
I think
what
You,
Joker
okay,
did-
wait. You two are brothers. If Cade poked you in the face, you're gonna poke him back, yes or no?
Yes, but not that hard. Dude, he almost knocked him out.
No, Cal's doing it harder. That's facts.
That's
Never.
retaliation.
Never would do that.
We
Ever.
all did it.
Back harder.
I would never do that ever.
I think Morris is in the wrong because he started it.
They both are. Yeah, no, but listen, we don't. I didn't see what happened in the beginning because there had to have been something that those two must have been jawing the whole game.
Yeah, that could have happened.
Okay, so Bam down on the other end. Bam was going for a post move. Bam elbowed Joker in the ribs, so then Joker went up and fouled Bam with a hard. It was a hard foul, but he was trying to block it, but it came off as a hard foul because he missed the ball. So then running down the court on the very next play, Morris just runs into him, tries to throw a knee into the side of his knee, and throws his elbows into Joker's ribs. Joker then says, all right, f*** this whole team, and just shoulder checks the shit out of his back. Also, who the f*** hits someone
Back of the neck, though.
and turns around immediately like that? That's such a pussy move.
No, that's because Marcus Morris.
Ty.
It's because he thinks that he wasn't going to do anything. He didn't.
I think it's a pussy move.
He didn't think that white boy was going to do anything. He thought he was just going to be like, oh no,
I'm glad Markey or whatever Morris that was. I'm glad he got his shit rocked.
No, I'm okay with it. I'm just saying.
Again, my money's on the Serbian brothers.
Where he hit him and how hard he hit him was pretty hard. Like that was
good.
That was good. Like
we'll see him at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
straight up, dude. But no, yeah, it was a culmination of things. But again, don't blatantly hit someone at half court in an NBA game with your elbows and your knee and expect no retaliation.
Oh, what?
Right.
On a dude that's 7'1" and like 260 pounds.
I just can't believe Joker did it to him with his back turned. I figured he would like spin him around.
His back, dog.
No, I'm saying like he at least grab his shoulder and spin him around and like then hit him. But like he went right straight from his back turn.
Yeah, he got hit in the back. But man,
back of the neck.
A stretch. Oh, he got hit in the back of the neck.
Back of the neck. Yeah.
The stretcher.
No, he's a pussy. He
got hit in the back.
Stretcher, guys.
Guys, he stood up like he was fine. His teammate picked him up, and then he fell back down and started rolling around again like he was dying.
The stretcher?
He's a fraud.
Don't know about the stretcher, boys. Don't know about the stretcher.
Do you get Gus's Snapchat? He's drinking beers with Tyler Wigfield.
That's Wiggy, yeah.
How does he know Tyler?
Okay. Anyway.
Oh.
Yeah, so that was wild. Kay, do you want to touch on the Bulls at all since they're on a heater?
Wait, I want to comment on the Morris thing because I let you guys go.
I mean, you were looking at your phone. I just assumed you weren't checking out of it.
No. I was letting you guys go. I wanted to say something at the end. Flat out, if this was any other NBA star other than Jokic, no one would have a problem with it, and that's factual. He is the reigning MVP. I'm surprised Michael Porter Jr. didn't just turn around and clock him in the face. Because if that happened to any other big name NBA player, someone was getting knocked out.
Yeah, I think
it just so happened that Jokic did it. It just so happened that Jokic did it on his own. But if that would have happened to LeBron, Rondo's in there with his gangly ass arms. Yeet, yeet.
Meaning like
he's
LeBron
got. No, but I think that mainly. I think mainly it's because it was him. Because who's gonna protect a 7-foot, Serbian monster? Who's gonna protect? He don't need protecting. Steph Curry needs protecting. At 6'1", or 6'3", 175 pounds.
It's a thought that counts.
It doesn't matter.
It is.
No matter what, any other team is fighting. It's a brawl. If Kevin Durant, if that happened to Kevin Durant, everybody that's ever played with Kevin Durant is in a scrap, straight up. Like it's just because he is.
It's on gang.
It is on gang. It's on the streets.
Right here. This is what Shaq said on TNT tonight. Shaq and Charles Barkley were both talking about the altercation, and Shaq straight up goes, "If you hit me, don't turn your head because you know it's coming."
You're 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
So don't turn around and run away like a pussy.
That's the
exactly.
Same
Thank you.
Yes. I don't think he was running away like a pussy. I think he was expecting him not to do anything. I think he was expecting he ain't gonna do shit. He ain't gonna do shit. He ain't got it in him. Like that's the type of person that those Morris brothers are. They're the toughest guys in the room. No one's gonna touch me.
Yeah, they're from the streets. That's great. I'm taking the Serbian dudes that fought in the Bosnian War.
But I think it's the same with Shaq. If someone did that to Shaq, no one on the team is jumping and helping Shaq. They're just going to let him
because
do
Shaq
it.
is
No,
actually going to
Shaq's gonna-
snap someone in half.
Yeah, he's
And
gonna
that's what I
powerbomb
think
him through
their
the
team.
floor.
What's Michael Porter Jr. going to do? That's that Joker's not going to they can't do
That's the
nothing.
point.
Literally nothing. What I'm saying is like, he's not going to be able to do anything. If it's Kobe
would've-
Bryant, maybe Shaq's going to step in.
Oh no, Meta World Peace is catching all the smoke.
Exactly. Same type of person.
I wouldn't have been opposed to like a nice little Randy Orton punt in there too. After
Right after.
What do you think, Ty?
When he's
Yeah,
rolling around
A
on the
little
ground.
RKO.
No,
Little
I'm
RKO
here
action?
for it.
He
I
could have
am here
RKO'd him.
for it.
Yeah, he definitely could RKO him from the way he was walking away. That's hilarious.
All right.
Yeah,
Anyway,
no, it was
other
wild.
NBA
that'd have
news.
been legendary.
Bulls are hot as right now.
Yeah, Evan, I don't know who the hell this kid is, and I don't. If he's-
Nathan Watt, dude.
I'm gonna
Hey,
tell you.
listen, guys. I'm all about defending our stance and everything, but he's one of our only listeners, so I mean, we got to be kind of nice,
I'm not being
engage with him. I mean, you kind of told him to the one Twitter thing, but I mean,
Well,
All
that
right,
was
let me ask
he
you
did that well.
or keep
before-
his own opinions to his 50 followers.
I have something to say.
No, he Cade did that when we had no clue who the guy was. We thought it was some random dude.
Yeah,
No,
from the
he's
guys
one of
that-
our listeners.
from the guys that tweet at us.
he asked
from
me
the-
to come on the podcast almost every
I'm going
week.
to flat out say this. We are not a big podcast, okay? But we have to handle business like we are a big podcast. If Big Cat, if someone was to come at him and challenge him to a bet or anything like that, he completely ignores it because it's meaningless to him. It's the same thing for me. I'm not saying he's meaningless to me. It's just the situation, him and me betting $100 to see win, a challenge.
Yeah, that was
meaningless to me. That's all I'm saying. I'm not. I'm saying for some reason.
I love the banter. The
Vendetta
banter on
against-
Twitter is great. The banter
Yeah,
on
I'm
Twitter
okay
is
with
great.
Twitter banner.
Yeah.
He could. I'm cool with that. But I'm saying I'm not gonna. That's just stupid. It's just.
We're a sports podcast. That's
I
what
will
it's
do
about.
that.
right. Yeah, the challenge I completely get. He's trying to essentially say hey, I'm not a he was very upset that you called him a casual fan because he's according to him he's not. So
Well, I mean, if you're gonna keep saying the Bulls suck when they're literally a top 5 net rated team, which literally means your point differential between your offense and defense, and you win games, you are a casual NBA fan. If you're gonna look at all that and see the teams they beat, they just blew the Nets out by 30 and by 25 in the fourth quarter. You can't say they're not good. That's
I don't watch NBA. I'm sure they're good. But it's good banter. Hey, we got somebody we got somebody to go back and forth on Twitter, which is nice. He wants to be on the podcast so bad for this segment. I kind of feel bad that we had somebody on tonight and we kind of told him no, but
One guest per episode.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe in the future, Nathan, if you're still watching, he listens to them in his car.
I got no hate. I don't even.
He doesn't either. He has no beef.
I'm just saying.
There's
in
no
general,
beef. He just wants to come on and debate because Nathan Watt is the same person as you, Cade. He might even be a little bit more loud and eccentric. I'm telling you,
Yeah, that's fine.
this podcast will turn it up to a 200 on the volume meter.
Yeah, that's great. And we can absolutely do that. But I'm not I'm only calling someone a casual fan because of factual evidence. That's like calling the Cardinals a bad team right now. They're not a good
They're
team.
not. Yeah, no, they are a good
The
team.
Arizona Cardinals are a bad team.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
You're
You're talking
the
about
last 2 games, so I mean.
you're talking about one of the best teams. What did you say, Ty?
He said they're 1-1 in their last 2 games.
You're such a douche. But no, no, the Bulls are playing hot. They have 2 of the top 5 leading scorers in the NBA right now. I just want to tell all the haters who said DeMar DeRozan was a bad fit that they're wrong. And Nikola Vucevic isn't even playing well yet. He's shooting 33%, and he's a 50-40 guy. So we'll see.
Or anything else in the NBA we need to touch on that's crazy.
Not really. I mean, we're kind of
Steph Curry. Hey, I love my bet for the Warriors.
Warriors are cooking right now too.
And I love your bet.
That looks really good.
I'm a
Curry
big fan
is-
of the Warriors right now, winning the chip, and Steph Curry.
I will
So
say
you're
this.
back on
good.
that.
Yeah,
You're
bro.
off the Hornets as your team.
No, I bet them, Ty. That was my
I'm
podcast
saying,
bet.
are the Hornets still your team, or are you back on the Warriors since you?
I don't
have a
watch the
Steph
NBA.
jersey?
Sure, the Hornets can be my team.
Okay.
Sure.
I will stand on this hill until
I'm rooting for
I
the Warriors,
die. There's 3 hills that
I
I'll
do
stand
root for
on
the
in the
team. I do love
NBA. One, Carmelo's best scorer of all time. 2, AI is the pound for pound best player of all time. 3, Steph Curry is the most electrifying NBA player that has ever played the game.
Is Steph Curry
Most electrifying.
better than Allen Iverson though?
No, he's taller than him. So he
No,
can't be
I was
pound
gonna
for
say he just said the best scorer and best pound for pound player. Steph Curry could be both of those.
Yeah, like yeah,
Electrifying.
Steph Curry, in my book, is definitely the best point guard to ever play the game, in my
He's the
opinion.
most electrifying player I have ever witnessed
I will say this.
play dribble the basketball ever.
I will agree with Cal on this point. I do not think Carmelo Anthony is even close to being a best scorer of all time. He's not even in the
He's
conversation.
balling out, though, for the Lakers.
He is balling out. For
Someone
the Lakers,
has to. LeBron's dog shit.
Pure
yeah,
score.
So
You
is
shut your
Westbrook.
whore mouth.
Pure
He
score.
is. He's bad.
Listen, what I will say though about
And Westbrook.
Bruh.
what Cal's saying, Steph Curry is the only player in NBA history that has most attention inside of half court. There's been unbelievably great scorers, but like Michael Jordan just beat you one-on-one. Like you sent doubles when he entered the paint. Like LeBron's the same way. You force LeBron to jump shots.
Have to
For his
know
career,
where
he shoots under 40% from outside the paint.
you have
for
to know
career.
where Steph Curry is
You
before
cannot
half
do
court.
that to Steph Curry.
Before
He's-
half court. You have to know where he is before half court.
Absolutely, 100%.
You have to know where he is, where he's sitting on the bench.
He's the only player in NBA history that guards that much attention.
You got to know what
I
seat
would
he's
agree.
sitting on the bench when he's out.
Like Kevin,
You got to know which seat
Durant,
it is, what
When he
drink
does it
he's drinking, what flavor of Gatorade he's drinking that night. You got to know everything. If you don't, you're losing.
LeBron, correct me if I'm
50.
wrong. LeBron really doesn't do, like, in his prime and stuff. Like, did he do a lot of, like, off-ball stuff like Steph Curry is
No.
doing today?
No.
Exactly. So you have
nobody.
to –
Steph is one of the
That's
best
a
Backdoor
people
facilitator.
to do it.
lob.
That's
Yeah,
why
every-
LeBron is the best
every
facilitator
possession.
we've ever seen. That's
Yeah.
why, because he had the ball.
Yeah.
By far.
Because he
Every
always had
other
the ball in
great
his hand.
player, every other great player in the NBA has to have the ball in their hands. Steph Curry does not.
Yeah. Steph Curry, you have to – it doesn't matter if Draymond has the ball. You have to know where Steph Curry is.
Yeah.
It's just – it's
Again,
crazy.
Clay Thompson. People forget Clay Thompson scored 60 points on 14 dribbles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's just how
And
their
he's not
team
even
is built.
playing yet for them,
That's
and
how
they're
their
9-1.
team is built.
If Steph Curry isn't playing that night, you still got to know where he's at.
True.
Got to make sure he's not in disguise.
Yeah, 100%.
Listen, like Steph Curry, like, so if you want to compare him, like, to me, the greatest scorer I've ever watched is Kevin Durant. That's my personal opinion, the greatest scorer I've ever seen
Second.
play. Kevin Durant is, I mean, yes, he's a much better off-ball player than a lot of great scorers we've seen, but he's still going to get the ball in his hands and just beat you one-on-one all night. Like, Steph Curry doesn't really beat you one-on-one all night. He will
Just gets to a spot.
he
Well, it's
will
because his
beat you
ankles don't
one-on-one,
work.
but he just literally will run a marathon and then all of a sudden, like, catch it, tip it back to Draymond, catch it, tip it back, and then all of a sudden, like, a little, like, bubble screen, like, three. And it's like, okay, man, cool. You got us. See you on the other end. Like, what the fuck? Like, he's the only – but I've said this to you guys for years. I mean, we've talked about this a million times, and I said that there's no player in the NBA that has a harder, tougher game plan to guard than Steph Curry.
Well, no,
Agreed.
because whoever you
100%.
stick against him has to have the cardio to keep up.
No, there's
And then
like
not
4
only
different
that,
players.
you have
You gotta have
size.
like 4 different players playing him that night.
Yeah, you got to have size because he's 6'3" and you got to be long enough to kind of like contest shots, and you also have to be quick enough or he's going to blow by you.
No, I hear you.
It's tough.
All
I
right.
don't have anything else to talk about in the NBA other than the fact that the new rules change is amazing.
No, that's
Really
the
good.
best.
Yeah, render
Unlike the
James
NFL,
Harden
This is
useless.
the best thing ever.
That's happened to the NBA in a long time.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
What were the rules changes? I don't really, like I said, I don't really follow it that much. What
Ed,
happened?
I'll break it down real quick, okay? Do you know how when they do the pump shot fake threes and they initiate contact to draw the foul?
Yeah, that's not a foul anymore.
That's not a foul.
Love
No,
it.
it can be called offensive
It'd
sometimes.
be called
too.
offensive now.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
Okay, when they're driving the lane and James Harden, like, so say if you're riding him to the side and James Harden used to take his arms, sweep him under like the defenders and draw a foul, not a foul anymore. If the offensive player initiates contact to draw a foul, it's a no call anymore.
I love that.
Yeah, pretty much. That's
Which
pretty
is
much
how
the way
it
to
should
look
have been the entire time.
This basically, I'm looking at James Harden's like games here. it basically renders him almost useless.
Yeah,
like
he's 10 less
He used to
free
shoot
throws.
12
He's
free throws a game. Now he's
Yeah.
down to like 5.
yeah, 14, 28, he had a good night from the field. 13, 16, 18 points. No, he's not useless. I hate James Harden. Everyone knows that. But I mean, like, he's not the same player that he's right. He's averaging 18 points per game. From what, last year? 30 or 2 years ago, what, 35?
36.
36?
Yep.
Yeah. Props to James Harden. He found a way to exploit the rules, and that's respect. But
There's a lot of players that were like that. I mean, a lot of players are going to adjust.
Trae Young's bitching about it too. F him.
yeah, 34 points in 29, 36 points in 2018. He averaged.
Yeah.
But hey,
Listen,
you
there's
know,
like players like Luka who are like affected by this. Like there's a lot of players that predicated their game on getting to the line and like to kind of like get them in a rhythm.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like it was a big part of their game. And now that's
it's the best shit ever.
how's Luka? I feel like Luka's this year has been really quiet. How has he been doing?
Been quiet, but the Mavs have been winning.
Yeah.
Oh wow, his last 5-6 games have been crazy.
Yeah.
He's still pretty good at basket hoops.
hit a game winner.
33 points,
He hit a
33
game winner
points,
against
23,
Hey,
25.
what do you guys think about that whole Jaylen Brown for Ben Simmons trade rumor? What do you guys
I
think
hate
about
it.
that?
I hate it. I
we
think
talked
Bailey.
about this a little bit, but I hate it.
Yeah.
We're already better without Ben Simmons, as it shows in the records and stuff.
You are
Let
an
alone getting
idiot to trade Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It
Not
just
for us,
shows
though.
Ben Simmons doesn't want to get any better. Whoever said that on the podcast last,
Me.
I
I
completely
think we all
agree.
did actually. There was
mean,
a video
yeah.
of him.
Doesn't want to
I
get better.
completely agree. Like, why would you ever trade a player that can only play defense, doesn't give a shit about offense, doesn't want to play offense, or doesn't want to get better? You know, like we every year it's a cyclical process. Like I said, I don't follow it that much, but I do see like videos of Ben Simmons shooting threes in the offseason. It's like my most viewed video in the summer. Ben
It's
Simmons
highlight
hitting a
video of him
three.
shooting threes, and then he doesn't
Yeah.
touch all year long.
And then I see it almost every day in the summer, and then you see it, during the season, and it doesn't translate.
No.
It's almost like, all of his, I don't know. I'm not a big Ben Simmons, like, is,
I will let you want to hear a
Yeah.
bold take. You guys want to hear a bold take from me?
sure.
There's probably only 10 NBA players right now I'd trade Jaylen Brown for.
I don't really think.
Okay,
Yeah,
I think-
10 might be a little steep or a little shallow, but
He's
I'm with
20
you.
He's 24 years old, and he's a guy who averages like 23 and like
He's
on
a
He's
two-way
20.
player.
25.6 this year,
okay. On what shooting?
50% and 40%.
Yeah. That is a very
I'm not, there's no way I even
and he
sniff
plays
that
all
trade.
pro defense. And he plays all pro defense.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's why I wouldn't trade him for
Dude,
Simmons
he-
Because he does have the scoring, but can also play just as good defense.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what his free throw percentage is, but he's
Doesn't
damn
matter.
near.
it's got to be in the
He's
80s.
damn near in the 49. He played 58 games last year, averaged 25 points, 49% from the field, and 40% from three, with 6 rebounds and 3 assists.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you don't like it's a stupid.
1.2
trade
steals a
rumor.
game too,
It's
and
not,
0.6
it's not it.
blocks. I didn't know he was that good. He's pretty sneaky.
No, that's Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are a terrifying duo. Like
Hey,
legitimately,
that's my
if they're-
MVP. That's my pod MVP this year.
If they're both clicking,
He stinks right now.
They are terrifying. All right. Do we want to touch on the NCAA and how this is Coach K's last hurrah? Because it is Coach K's last hurrah. Does the UNC fan have anything to say?
I think
Kate already said it, to
be
be honest.
I think it'll become more prevalent once the season actually gets
Actually
going. You know,
gets
they're
underway.
playing a good they're playing
Guys,
it's a good game
hey.
tonight, but
All I'm going to say is about the different kinds of people in the world, and we can take this for what it is. There's some type of people in the world that are going to say, this is my last ride. I want everyone to know that and pay attention to me. And then there's some people who just say, you know what? I'm done. And they don't make a big fuss about it. There's 2 different types of people in the world. Take that as what you want.
Are you
Big
referring to
in-
Paul Pierce?
No, he's referring to Roy Williams.
I know
and
who
Coach
he's
K.
referring to.
It
But
was
Paul
a pretty big
Paul
press
Pierce did the
conference.
same
I am
thing.
referring to Paul Pierce.
it was a
Dre-
pretty big
100%.
press conference.
Draymond Green literally goes, "You're not Kobe, bro."
You're not Kobe, bro. You don't get a final tour. No one cares. There's 2 different types of people in the world. There's Dwayne Wade, and there's Paul Pierce. Dwayne Wade didn't say anything.
Dirk
He was
Nowitzki
kinda
too.
just
Put
like-
Dirk in there.
He was Dirk.
You can't-
like I'm done. At the
You
end of
can't
the year, I'm
seriously
done.
compare Coach K to Paul Pierce, though. Come on, dude.
I just did.
Dude, Evan, you're going to be so annoyed through this entire college basketball
No,
season.
I'm not looking forward to it.
Listen, there's already, look, ESPN already tweeted. I mean,
I'm not talking about my annoyance.
Last ride. It's not, dude, it's like.
He's a legendary coach. And I don't follow college basketball at all.
Great.
He's legendary. He's
Great.
not Paul Pierce.
Great.
You can't make that comparison.
No, I'm just saying about like the wanting the notoriety is what I'm saying.
He deserves it, in my opinion.
All right.
Okay, did Roy Williams deserve it?
Huh?
Did Roy Williams deserve it?
Yeah.
And guess what? He didn't want it. It's just two different type of people in the world.
All
He
right,
did have a
now,
pretty
really
big press
quick,
conference.
UFC has been on an absolute tear for the last 2 weeks, and it's only going to be better this week. Make sure to check it out on ESPN Plus. Max Holloway's fighting.
Yes, sir. We're blessed on this side of the podcast, baby.
Oh yeah.
The Blessed
also,
Express.
Yeah, Usman beat Covington in I think it was unanimous decision. It's an interesting fight. Evan and I were really banking on him finishing in the 3rd or 4th round.
I did not win that bet, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, because there's 3 types of decisions: unanimous, majority, and split. And the majority decision, I didn't know. Majority decision is 2 judges pick your fighter that you won, and the last judge has to draw it as a tie. Has to be a tie. That's why I was plus 1,100. And I look back at it, and I'm like, why is that plus 1,100? That's insane. The actual odds of a judge saying, okay, this is a tie, is insane.
I mean, yeah, no.
I will never bet that again. I got
bet down
gypped.
that road. Let's see. Thug Rose beat Zhang Wei Li, which again, that one went to decision. You can make the argument either way. I think on that one, I honestly do.
Yeah, I think that Thug Rose is a better fighter. I'm glad that she won, and now we shall see. The UFC has like some like trick up their sleeve that it's not going to be Esparza for Rose next. I don't know.
I also really need the narrative to stop putting Rose in with Shevchenko
and Shevchenko.
Nunes.
No, God, no. I mean,
I really need her to stop being in that conversation.
That's fake news. Like, she's nowhere near those 2 fighters.
No, it's total horseshit that's even. We got to start discussing if she's up there with the 2 best women fighter we've ever seen. No.
Yeah.
No. Stop it. Marlon Vera beat Frankie Edgar. That was an interesting one, but yeah.
Love that. One money.
I was going to say, you won some good money on that one.
A kick. Could you, boys, I know you guys don't really follow UFC
We
much,
can put it on the screen.
Can you imagine getting kicked straight up the middle in the throat?
No.
That's how he lost.
That video,
Yes.
the picture of his face,
Yeah, that.
didn't even look like a human.
Yep.
Yes.
Looked like
that's how he lost. And that's how Evan won money. We love it.
Let's see. In the one that no one really cared about, Shane Burgos did win. It was an interesting fight. I was entertained a little bit, like towards the 3rd round.
Yeah, it's just I feel bad for those 2 fighters, but because that fight should have been first.
It should have been.
How do you go after the entire Gaethje Chandler fight where everyone knows about it?
Absolutely, fight of the night. They actually got the $50K bonus. Potentially in the argument, you could make it for fight of the year.
Fight of the year, absolutely.
Gaethje and Chandler was absolutely insane. I mean, it was 2 dudes just standing up there beating the shit out of each other. Chandler definitely should have been KO'd at a couple different points, but he just kept coming back.
He still kept being his cocky self too.
Oh yeah, no, dude, trust me. No. Me, Chandler, Evan, and Daniel Cormier all at one point when Chandler was just walking forward, hands down, getting punched in the face. We all said audibly, "What is he doing?"
Yeah.
Dude, Chandler he's very humble outside of the ring, but inside of the ring there, when he knew that he could like take a punch, like I don't know, dude. I didn't think that was going to happen that way, Ty. I mean, we didn't watch that pay-per-view between Poirier and Oliveira, I don't think. But Oliveira
I did.
You did?
Yep.
Okay. Well, Oliveira knocked him out with a quick left check hook. And Gaethje's throwing bombs and kicks and stuff. Like, it didn't make too much sense to me, like how Chandler could last that long. Obviously, it didn't help you. I think you bet against the fight going to the distance, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people did too.
No, I said Gaethje by points, and then you go. I was like, do you think it's gonna go? And you go, no, probably not.
Heck no, yeah.
So I should have gone with my gut for once, but I don't trust myself in betting.
Yeah, I don't either. But
I'm pretty
that's
sure
okay.
I'm on board with Gaethje wins the lightweight title.
Depending on who he fights, I don't think Gaethje wins versus Makhachev, but I think Gaethje wins.
Do you think that's a possible matchup next?
No, I don't think that Gaethje will fight Makhachev. No,
Neither do I. That's why I'm saying I think Gaethje wins the belt.
Gaethje, if they don't give Gaethje the fight, he's gonna go on another hiatus again. Which is there's no fight that makes sense for him right now.
Who other than Oliveira or Poirier? Who can he fight that is above him?
He can fight
right
two
now?
other people. Nobody's above him, but he could fight Beneil Dariush, who's on a 8 or 9 fight win streak, and Makhachev, who's on a 9 fight win streak. Out of the two, I think Makhachev is
a bad matchup, dude.
He's Gaethje lost in a second round submission to Khabib, and it's going to be the same thing to Makhachev.
No, that's what
he's
I'm saying.
He's going to lose.
Matchup.
We might see Gaethje as the undisputed champ for one entire, maybe like 6 months until he decides to fight Islam again.
One fight cycle.
Yeah, until he decides to fight Islam again, and then he loses. But dude, Poirier has a win over Gaethje, so.
Again, I think I don't know how long ago that was. I honestly don't, but
I think
Gaethje's better than Poirier right now.
I think Poirier wins the title in December. Next pay-per-view, by the way.
269, yeah.
And
Nice.
December 11th.
Mm.
And then it's a war who gets the next shot, you know? I don't think, it sucks because Islam's my favorite fighter, but I don't think he fights again until he gets a title shot, which could be in another year.
I mean, that's going to be,
So-
if that is his bar.
Because Beneil and Islam have the same manager, Ali El Abdelaziz.
So have them fight each other. F- it.
I don't know if they'll do that.
They won't.
And that's a bad matchup for Beneil. Very bad.
Fighting Islam, I think most people
It's a bad
are
matchup
a bad
for
matchup.
everybody.
Like, it's just not going to work.
The only person that could beat Islam is retired. So
Connor's just got a broken foot. He'll be back.
Connor can't beat anybody right now.
That's not true.
Nah,
He
he's
beat
gonna
Cowboy
retire.
with a flying shoulder.
He's actually going to retire twice in the next 6 months.
I think he's
and then
retired
come
like
back.
4 times already, dude. He's the Brett Favre of MMA right now.
Yeah.
He's retired twice to come back.
But yeah, no. Looking forward, Max Holloway's this weekend. You absolutely should watch it because Max Holloway is an electric fighter.
One of the best boxers in the UFC.
Yeah, fighting Yair Rodriguez, so it should be just a genuine, really good.
Pretty
contest.
solid Call of Duty player too.
He
Oh,
is
yeah.
very good at it. I'm gonna be honest. Other than that, I don't really know too many people. Oh, Song Yadong is on here, so
Great name.
I do watch him.
Great name.
Very good name. Misha Tate fights the 20th.
That's the following, yeah.
Yeah, and then we have Font and Aldo after that, and then the Oliveira Poirier fight with a bunch of really good people in the undercard too. So,
Is this the...
and then in January, the start of the new year, we get the tanks back. Rank the Tank versus Cyril Gahn.
I am excited to watch that.
Yep, it'll be here before we know it.
Oh,
2022,
I'm aware.
it's going crazy. Fast.
Speaking of that, 269's undercard, dude. I can't wait to watch Ige and Dominic Cruz again, even though they're on the undercard.
50.
but-
Dan 50K Ige.
Yep. No,
Did you see
269 is gonna be fucking awesome. But yeah, let's get to betting, yeah, boys.
Did you see
Yes, sir.
Jake Kasky won his fight this weekend?
I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Shout out, Jake.
that's pretty cool.
He is. All right. Yeah. So bets from last week. The pod was 6-2. Great job,
Great
boys.
week. Great week.
I think I definitely lost at least
That's
one.
really good.
No, you and I both lost one, Evan. The other two went 2-0.
Okay. Yeah, I think I lost the Jets one or something like that. I can't remember.
Yep. So Evan and I both went 1-1. Cal and Cade went 2-0. Bringing our totals to, I am 37-49. I really don't want to hit 50, but I'm going to. I have fallen from grace so hard, boys. Cal is 43-43. Cade is 42-40, or sorry, 42-44, and Evan is 32-54. So
My goal was to get to 52.
When do we restart? 52?
8
well,
weeks from now.
no, it's actually coming up dangerously close. When was our first podcast? That's the real
It's
question.
like late December.
I think it was mid-December. So
Yeah. My goal is to get
honest
the.
to God, think I'm just gonna start the new year like as the new year starts, and that's gonna be like we're just gonna do it that way.
That's actually
Yeah.
a really good idea, dude. Let's do fiscal year.
Yeah, and we'll
My-
just start,
my-
first
My
Tuesday of
goal is
every
to
year.
get the 52, so it makes it so I averaged one a week. That's my goal.
Can we do that? Is that possible?
Huh?
You have to count the Tuesdays.
What? Get 52?
No, is that yeah?
Is that mathematically possible, you say?
That's what
There's 52 weeks. 52 weeks in the year.
But we
You do wanna
missed
really-
a
Oh, you
couple-
wanna be
we
52,
missed a
52.
couple, remember?
I want to just get. Yeah, I'm saying I just want to
Yeah,
get
yeah.
to 52 because that
Well,
equals
that
out
might actually
one.
work
I
out
think
if
he's
we
just
do
saying that.
push it.
Yeah.
It'll be
I'm just
close.
saying that. I'm just saying that as to say that I
No,
want
I
to
mean,
get
that's-
52 to get to one.
Yeah,
a week.
calendar year sounds like a good plan.
Yeah. So we'll just
You're a
start
good
first-
plan.
First Tuesday of
Thank you.
January. Sound good?
What does your hat say?
I don't remember. I think it says "Don't get it twisted" with a twisted T.
Oh my god, I love that.
Dog, you just started drinking Twisted Teas and you're already buying merch. That's commitment.
I love it.
Yeah, Evan, I
love
fucking
it.
hate you.
We're in a couple months in, dude. I bought
We're
two
a
cases.
couple months in.
I bought 2 cases in the last week. I don't know what to say.
It's so funny because Evan
I
will
haven't had
go.
any booze in like 10 days.
Evan
It
literally,
sucks.
Evan literally
No
was
longer
sitting in his
than
bed
that.
one day. He got bored and he went on Amazon and tried to find a Twisted Tea hat, and he found one. He bought
No,
it.
actually, what the actual story is, I bought my grandpa loves Twisted Tea and he has for years, and I got him something for his birthday in September. And then, of course, I was like, "Yeah, this looks pretty good on me."
While I'm here, you know what I mean. If I'm already
Yeah.
on the site,
Hey, yeah, while I'm here,
All right.
Well, I'm here.
Well, bets this week, fellas. I already got mine.
I does.
I've
too.
got one of mine.
Taking a flyer here on one of these two.
Hopefully
Rams
no-
minus 3.5. I think the Rams beat the shit out of the 49ers. I don't know how the line is only 3.5. Again, Vegas knows shit I don't know, but I don't.
They break the games, so yes, they know.
No, I mean, Purdue was only 2.5-point dogs against Michigan and then won. So Boilermakers are, yeah. Doesn't make any sense to me, but yeah, Rams at 3.5 looks way too good against the 49ers. I'm standing very firm in the fact that the 49ers are frauds. I mean, you just lost to Colt McCoy and the Cardinals. That's not a good look.
True.
The other one, I think the Bills come back with an absolute ass whooping. Bills minus 13.5 against the Jets.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a big line, but
That's
I
a sink or swim game. That is
Yeah,
a sink or swim game.
the Bills have to win by at least 2 touchdowns in this game. They have to.
If
Is
they
Mike
don't
White
cover,
playing?
I consider
Lightning
that a
Mike
loss.
White is playing, I believe.
Ooh.
If the
He's
Bills
the
don't-
Duck Hodges of this year.
If the Bills don't cover, that's a loss in their book.
Yeah, it's 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, it's 2
Straight up
touchdowns or bust. Yeah.
And yeah, it's again, it's the game's in New Jersey, but I don't care.
I love how
I
you
got
say
mine.
that.
It's New Jersey.
All right.
dog.
So I'm taking the over in the Steelers game. Over 43.
Who are they playing?
The Lions.
Lions. I don't like that one at all.
42.5 for us.
Whatever.
We're gonna get on it at the beginning of the year. I'm
Yeah.
sticking with it.
And then
Wait, are
look
you
this side.
43.5 or is it 43?
43.
Okay. I was gonna say.
And then
a whole
I've got-
40.
I've got Chaos Williams winning by money line, plus 118. This UFC card. Dude, his first name is Chaos. I love it.
Money line even. I like that too.
I love how Tippy's just in here vibing.
He's
still.
vibing,
I love
dude.
it. I love
Love
it.
you, Tip.
Big shout out, Tippy.
I'll go. I'm taking the Titans minus 3 over the Saints.
Oh.
That to me, I looked at it, but to me that's a trap game.
It scares me, but I'm doing it. It scares me, but I love it. I love it, but it scares me.
It's in New
It scares me,
Orleans,
but I
isn't
love
it?
it. No.
Say it
Yes.
It's in Tennessee.
No, it's in Tennessee. It's in
Okay,
Tennessee.
I like it. I still think that's a trap game, dude.
You're a trap game.
The Saints are all over the place.
Okay, and I'm torn between these. I'm gonna take. Is Kyler playing?
As of
Not
now, I don't think so.
Not reported
Wait.
yet.
Wait, I will read you his bio right now.
This is why I wanted to. I'm thinking about taking the
Yeah.
over in that game.
This is what they said as of
And taking it
yesterday.
now is better because if he does play,
If he plays,
the
yeah.
line's gonna go up.
Yesterday at 4:05 p.m. Cliff Kingsbury wouldn't commit to Murray being available for Sunday's game against the Panthers. I don't have a feel for it yet. Kingsbury said Monday regarding his Week 10 status. He's listed as
It's too early.
questionable.
But you could take a gamble on a sports bet, Cal. For
It is
better
gambling.
gambling on a gamble.
Listen, Cal. Listen, I took the Packers as an underdog, 7 points.
It's not the. I'm not the.
I got
over-under.
lucky.
I'm
got
looking at-
so fucking
I'm doing it.
lucky.
I'm doing.
They should have had
the
2
over-under.
field goals.
No, but but I'm saying Raymond Rogers got listed out. I was like, that's a loss for the week. And then when Murray got listed out, they still covered, like both games. So I'm saying I got extremely lucky. So anything can happen.
It's the over under. That's what I was looking at.
Yeah.
But I'm not taking that. I'm gonna go Browns plus 1.5 for
Dude,
the Patriots.
Cal, eat a dick. That's literally my bet slip. That's literally the bet slip I came up with.
Browns are gaining
Again,
points versus the
you're-
Patriots.
You're taking the
1.5,
two games that I'm unsure of, and I hate it because that means they're probably going to hit.
Those are literally both the bets that I was gonna take.
Well, I already made the bets.
I'm not taking those, Ty, because I'm not doing the same as Cal. I'm gonna take.
I mean, it's between you two for whoever wins this whole thing. Cal's one game ahead of you.
I know. All right.
You have 42 wins?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck.
43,
Yeah.
42. I'm at 37. Evan's at 32.
Yeah.
I'm out of it.
Units, baby.
No, Ty, I'm only 5 ahead of you. You can definitely make like a 2-0 and I go 0-2 and all of a sudden they're only down 3.
Dog, you see me the last like 24 weeks?
I'm not saying it's been good, but okay. Here we go.
Take a hockey bet.
This is the week where they finally cover. Chiefs minus 2.5 against the Raiders.
I like
No.
that one too.
They
I like that one.
finally cover.
I like
They
that one.
finally cover against the Raiders.
The Chiefs?
I love that I'm just adding a half. I'm adding a half point to both of your guys' picks, by the way.
No, that's up.
Do it.
That's
Do
fucked
it.
up.
I'm
Do
kidding,
that,
I'm
please.
not
No,
at-
please,
I'm
please.
not
That
doing
puts me at 2 points with the
Okay.
with the Browns.
Not
Here's
in the
my other
friendly
bet.
direction, Cal.
I am taking the
I can do
Chargers minus 2 against the Vikings.
Chargers minus 2 against the Vikings.
So you got
I like
Chiefs
that one
minus
too.
2.5 and Chargers
The
minus
Vikings
2.
cannot close. The Vikings.
By
cannot
the way-
close football game.
By the way, boys, we need all good vibes out of Cade and I this week in that Pick'em league that Levi has us in. It is on week 5 rollover. The pot is at over $1,000.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Dude, no. Cal and I both missed it by
One
this week. We
game
both
last
picked the
week.
Raiders.
We
And
all-
to beat the
one-
Giants, we lost.
That's
yeah,
brutal.
we both were 4 for 5 last week. Or 4 for 5 last week. We need a 5 for 5 to win a nice easy K. A nice K.
That's
what
a
we
rack,
need.
Kev.
Yeah.
That's a whole
It
ass
is, baby.
rack, bud.
I
Yeah.
love it.
That's a rack on
Week-
$5.
5-week rollover right now.
I love
we're on. It's crazy. I want it to keep going. I want it to roll over to like 10 weeks. Just get like $2,000 in that bitch. That's a week's pay. Let's go.
Hey, yo, I'm just gonna quit my job at that point.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just drop it.
Professional gambler.
Yeah.
Professional gambler. I love it. Hey, we might be doing that. Also, I think we might be turning some of these into shorts as well, so be on the lookout for that.
I
I'll
have
short
pants
you.
on.
All right, do it.
I
do
have
shorts
pants on.
now.
I have pants on.
I have a very
It
short.
was 65 degrees here
Stop.
today.
It's warm.
It was not warm here today. It was pretty gray, and it gets dark at 5 o'clock, so I hate everything.
It does suck. Yeah.
Yeah, I get home when it's dark now. It sucks.
Wait, you leave your bed now?
Oh.
All right, yeah, that's the show. For everyone on YouTube, Tippy, especially you, shout out. We do
Thank you,
still
Josh.
do live streams. Make sure to come follow it. Josh, also for being our
Thank you very much for being a great
Is he our
guest.
second or third guest?
Second
Second
guest,
guest?
technically, yeah.
Along with everyone that did the draft.
technically,
Yeah,
the
there was a lot
draft-
of people on that draft.
The
yeah.
draft one.
Oh, there's 6 people in that draft. Like, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, technically,
Hell, everyone
I
loves
us
think
for
it.
Levi was the first official one, I would
Yeah.
say, and then
Josh.
Josh for sure.
Josh,
We
yeah.
got to get Tippy on here because he's a
Yep.
loyaler. You know,
Yes.
he was Tippy. We were bouncing around what Bills fan to do, and we were in a group message with Josh already, and it was
Josh was going off
grabbed
about
it.
it this morning. It felt right.
yeah. So it was just that's why we grabbed him. But we got to get him involved. I would have loved to got Joe on here after the Bears game last night.
Yeah,
but,
we love picking on sorry ass Bills fans.
Oh
So.
my god.
Oh my god. All right.
All right,
Only
that's
can
the
say
show.
that because we beat them.
Love
That's
everyone
only can say
watching.
that because we beat them.
we'll see you guys when we see you.